Okay, Restream. Hopefully you guys. Oh man, I was just talking and Restream was just like, yeah, we're gonna stream this to your gaming channel. So yeah, that was annoying. But how about that freaking win, right? Am I right? That was fun. Not really. I mean, a lot of it was really hard to watch, really bad football offensively. Cardinals dominated the time of possession. The Cardinals had more passing yards. The Cardinals had more rushing yards. The Cardinals had more first downs. The Cardinals had 13 more minutes of holding on to the football than the Rams. Rams play calling was pretty bad. They forgot to run the ball until like the very end and still totally forgot. Puka Nacua was the only guy getting the football. They didn't use Tutu Atwell. Matthew Stafford was missing passes. Joe Noteboom was not good at right tackle. Not really shocking there. He doesn't play right tackle, to be fair. He's more of a left guy. But, man, defense once again continues to be the big, selling point to this team. I understand. Look, like you want to see offense. Offense is fun. We love offense. But, man, this defense is just dominant. Regardless of what you want to say, they were nonstop chewed out and spit out by, that Bills game, right? You win 44-42, that's a big win. That's a defining win. But all anybody wanted to talk about, not the offense, no, the defense. How bad the defense was. Oh, the defense sucks. The defense couldn't stop anybody. That was a 17-point lead that they blew to Josh Allen. They gave up 6 touchdowns. Well, guess what? On a short week, they go to the rival San Francisco 49ers. They go to Santa Clara in the pouring rain, and they hold them to not even a touchdown, 12-6. Then they go to the Jets game, which I can attest to because I was out there in the Meadowlands, and I can tell you right now, it was freaking cold. One of the coldest days of my life. And those guys got ready to play football. They gave up yards, sure, but they only gave up 9 points. And then once again, here we are, Arizona Cardinals only give up 9 points. It's back-to-back games giving up fewer than 10 points. Okay, following giving up 42 to the Buffalo Bills. So say what you will about this team. Say what you will about this young defense. But this defense continues to step up. And yes, I'm going to talk my stuff. Don't you worry about it. We all see 44 in the back. We don't, we're going to address the elephant in the room here. We all know, right? I mean, come on. Everybody knows I'm going to talk about it. That was an incredible ending. Something I actually pictured. I just felt like it was coming. I'm watching it with my father, and I'm watching it with my brother and his girlfriend, and I had this feeling. And we all just saw Kello. We saw him after the Jets game. Talked to him a little bit, and gonna get him on the show. We already talked about that, so that's cool. Some point down the road, came on Downtown Rams, of course. And, I'm a friend of, I like to say I'm a friend of his. He's a friend of mine, and his dad and I are really close. I mean, I talk to his dad all the time. He's one of the nicest people I've met in this entire industry. Just legitimately one of the nicest people on the face of the planet. If you guys have ever met Ahkello Witherspoon, then you know. So I'm really happy, not just for me. This isn't about me. Not just the Rams or not just the fans, but also for that family. You have to understand, okay? Ahkello has literally made $2 million with the Rams. Now, $2 million would be life-changing for you and I, but this is a guy that deserved a long-term deal last year. He should have made about $12 million average, annually, right? He was one of the better corners, and down the stretch, he was playing, as I said over and over again. It's not an excuse. It's the reason. He was playing with a groin injury. He played right through it, played every single game. You lose Jalen Ramsey, you get a guy at $1 million to replace him and play at a high level for 18 games, including the playoffs. And then he doesn't get a contract. You give it to Trey White, who is coming off a major injury. I don't even know what just happened. That was wild. I guess the I'm getting too hot for the camera. The camera's overheating. I don't know. Anyway, my point is that Ahkello has earned the right to be on this team beyond this year. And before you say what you're going to say, not everybody, but I know some people, well, Jake, if Ahkello was as good as you're saying, why didn't anybody want him? It takes two to tango. A lot of teams wanted him. You'd be surprised how many teams wanted him. You'd be surprised the teams he turned down to come here. Do you know what he wants to do? He wants to be a Ram, and he wants to win in LA, and he wants to stay in LA. All he cares about is winning. That's why you don't hear about him. That's why he didn't complain about playing time when he was barely seeing the field. And this is why I've been as loud as I've been, because it's nonstop disparaging things about this player who's literally played for pennies on the dollar. He's played for nothing, but he's also played while he's been criticized. The guy doesn't say a word to the media. The guy does not throw anybody under the bus. He's never once done anything on the field to, have any sort of, personal foul, late hit, unsportsmanlike conduct. He hasn't cost his team with a boneheaded move. This guy has been rock steady. And sure enough, he came away with a huge defining moment in his young Rams career. I think it's young because I think they're paying him. I said this in the video I put out this week. I think that they were telling us slowly but surely that he is putting himself into the good graces of this team, not just here and now, but down the stretch. And they should have paid him this offseason instead of paying Tre'Davious White, and now they're learning that. So this isn't the Ahkello Witherspoon show, but I am very happy for him, and I'm not going to sit here on my platform and, discredit or dismiss how big this is for him. He was shut down against the 49ers, had 3 pass breakups. He had that twice in his Rams career. He's had 2 games where he's had 3 pass breakups in a game. And you have to understand, when he gives up an out route, first off, out routes, quick outs are easy to, easy catches and hard to, bat those down. But you're going up against Garrett Wilson. You're going up against Devontae Adams, future Hall of Famer. And then this one, you're going up against Marvin Harrison Jr. The job that he's done against the best of the best that has had to be offered on the schedule has been nothing short of amazing. I mean, what he's doing and still getting, criticism here and criticism there, like, I'm telling you, he's doing some stuff. And in addition to that, the pass breakup in the end zone to break up the touchdown to Trey McBride. I know he still got the touchdown, but McBride, I mean, he was held. He had a push off from McBride and still dove and made a huge pass breakup. This guy has been so good. The problem is there's so much ignorance out there about the cornerback position, not knowing what you're watching. People thought he gave up the touchdown last week. They were in zone. He left his zone and he pushed him out of bounds because he's the only one. He got there and no one was there. It was a busted coverage. It wasn't Ahkello getting burned. It was Ahkello leaving his zone to try to make a play since nobody was there. But because he was right then and there and you're watching on TV, well, now people are going to say Ahkello got burned again. Also, you can't get burned on a quick slant. You can't get burned on a quick out. You can't get burned on a screen. I don't think people understand what burned is. Burned, you want to know what burned is? Burned is when you throw over the top and the guy is just, you see him and he is 5 yards behind him trying to chase him down. That is burned. You're not getting burned on a slant. You're not getting burned on a quick out. You're not getting burned on a screen pass. So let's understand that. Okay, but it's not just Ahkello that I was impressed with. Braden Fisk, Kingpin, is absolutely balling right now. He is absolutely balling. What you might not know is that he tied Aaron Donald and Kobe Turner for the most sacks for a Rams interior defensive lineman with 8. Okay, he can break the record. He can break the Rams record for interior defensive line sacks, and he'd be breaking Aaron Donald and Kobe Turner. In addition to that, okay, defense, Byron Young stepped up in a big way, had a huge sack. Kobe Turner, great sack. And then, look, Jared Verse didn't have the sack that you were hoping for, but he had a lot of pressure generated. You saw some good things coming up and making plays. Omar Spates, Christian Roseboom, the secondary. Yeah, there were some missed tackles, but really good stuff. Cam Kinchins with the pick. 15 weeks ago, Cam Kinchens was getting burned by Kyler Murray and by, this Cardinals team. And now it's amazing what 15 weeks does, for, a young player like that. In addition to that, it's not just, Cam Kinchens here. We're also talking about guys like Darius Williams, who have played way better since the Eagles game. A lot of these guys have, right? Cam Curl has had some huge moments. He had some missed tackles in this one, but he also had some nice moments, as well as Jalen McCullough. And God, we have to talk about Michael freaking Hoyt, who needs to be on this roster next year. They need to pull out all the stops for Michael Hoyt to be on this roster next year, because what he can do in the cheetah package, which is, an additional edge defender, he can play in the interior, he can play on the outside. In addition to that, what he's doing as a special teamer, this guy, what is his third block of the year? An absolute stud. So there's a lot to like about this Rams defense. Now, the offense we're going to get to wasn't so great. I do have concerns about the offense. I was expecting them to take a bigger leap forward this late in the season like they did last year. But it might not matter, because if they can just fix a few things, the way this defense is playing and how conditioned they are for these moments playing down to the wire, well, I'm not going to lie. I feel pretty good about the defense to get a stop late in the game, since they've done it all year. Okay, that's something that isn't really talked about. They gave the Rams an opportunity to go down the field and win the game against the Bears. They gave the Rams an opportunity to go down the field and win the game against the Packers. They gave the Rams an opportunity to go down the field and win the game against the Lions. People forget about that. The offense had a crazy feverish comeback down 17-3, and now everybody throws it on the defense because they got run over in overtime because they were exhausted, of course. But no one talks about the fact the defense made a few stops at the end of the game and gave the offense the ball back, and the offense didn't do anything. We don't talk about that. So the defense all season long has been making stop after stop at the end of games, and they don't get credit. And you know why they don't get credit? Because 99 isn't on the defense. So we're talking about just a regular person that doesn't watch a lot of Rams games. They'll just point and look at the Rams, who haven't, maybe they watch 2 games all year, and they'll say, they're good, but they just don't have Aaron Donald. Well, they actually lead the league in pressure rate. So obviously, while I wouldn't mind having AD 99, they don't need AD 99. And that's what I've been trying to explain to people. The pressure that they're getting this year is insane. This shouldn't be happening. This is something that's being taken for granted, and people don't even understand the half of it. Right now, the reality of the situation is this. When you look at this defense, they're getting better and better and better, and they're young. But do you know what they're not young in? The back end of the secondary, because they have their veterans over there, okay? They have a veteran in Ahkello Witherspoon who's willing to have those communicated talks and what have you on the fly, and he knows where to be. He's played a lot of good football in this league. In addition to that, they have Darius Williams, who's 31 years old. He has been around the block quite a bit, okay? And then you have Cameron Curl, another veteran. These are veteran guys in the back end of a secondary that is young. This is a young defense. So when you have those players, it makes it easier on some of the younger leaders, like a 2-year man and Kobe Turner, to step up. So that is really my thought right now. Chris Shula, his defense, Aubrey Pleasant, his secondary, the pass rush, everything is really coming together. And look, it's not always perfect. And you have to understand, live tweeting, all of that, I understand there's going to be emotions flying. But when you look at the scope of the game after the game is played, you look and you really see, wow, this defense really was dominant. You can really appreciate it. Yeah, they gave up a lot of yards. I don't give a rip. They were dominant. 4th down, they've been dominant. They're probably the best 4th down defense. I haven't looked it up yet, but I'm sure they're up there. Okay, a lot of 4th down stops against the Jets. Okay, they have made plays. And it seems like after every game, we hear from an analyst, I'm not saying they're wrong, but we hear from an analyst, wow, if only this, and this happened, they could have lost this game. You're absolutely right. They could have lost the Bills game. They could have lost the Saints game. They could have lost the Jets game. They absolutely could have lost the Jets game if they just kicked field goals instead of going for it on 4th down. They could have lost the Cardinals game. But you know what? That is why the defense is so underrated and so good, because no one is giving them credit, right? That's the thing. They don't have, like, Jared Verse, while he's becoming a star, Braden Fisk is becoming a star, and they have guys that should be talked about more, like an Ahkello Witherspoon. They're not. Okay? They don't have a Myles Garrett. They don't have a Max Crosby. They don't have a Micah Parsons. Because of that, they don't get talked about the same way. But they've done a damn good job. And starting off the season the way they did and looking at them now, the product that they have, hats off to Chris Shula. Hats off to that entire coaching staff. Hats off to Sean McVay. Hats off to Les Snead for building this defense. This is something that you have to feel good about because when you look all across the defense, they have a signing of Ahkello Witherspoon, who was on a veteran minimum deal last year, signed to the practice squad to get himself acclimated because he missed all of training camp. And then in the rest of the secondary, you paid Cam Curl. Okay, you got him on a really good deal, but you paid him. UDFA and Jalen McCullough, a third-round pick in Cam Kinchins, the youngest pick in the draft, 21 years old. And then, Kobe Turner, fourth rounder, right? Then you look at the linebackers, Omar Spates, UDFA, Christian Roseboom, UDFA. The entire defensive line was drafted. Guys, they built this team on the fly. While everyone was complaining about them doing them picks and yada, yada, whatever, people weren't paying attention to what the Rams were building behind closed doors. And they got better on the defensive side from the following season, even after losing Aaron Donald. And that is what put them in the driver's seat to do what they've done. So, hats off to them. Really, really impressed with just the job that they've done, what they've built. It's been a lot of fun to watch. So, again, hats off to the Rams and that defense. We'll get into the offense. I just want to do super chats, and then we got a word from Prize Picks, because I got to, of course, talk about Prize Picks here. We got a big Sunday coming up, a lot of value. And, of course, my code, JKBogan, will get you $50 instantly when you play a $5 lineup. So we'll get into the value in that. Just going to hit the super chats because, guys, really appreciate you guys showing up and showing out. Over 1,100 people live. Really cool stuff. Really cool. All right. So, Leslie Walcott, thank you so much for the 2. You said Witherspoon, baby. Hey, I really believed in him, and I know some people were like, bro, he just jinxed Witherspoon because he made a video. Because everyone was talking about it last year when I made the video about, Darion Kendrick gets a lot of hate, but he's actually playing pretty decently. And I explained it, and I broke it down. And analytically, he was having a good year. And then after that, he fell off. So people, thought I cursed him. I don't believe in that, so I don't think I cursed him. I just think he fell off. But I knew I wasn't cursing Ahkello. You kidding me? I felt really good about that video. And Sean McVay, there's a reason why, the way they've changed their tune about Ahkello Witherspoon. I'm telling you, don't be surprised if he gets paid. SoCal Ram 88, appreciate you. Stafford has been playing really bad, and Cup. So I'll have more on that. Stafford has not been Stafford. He's missed throws that he knows he shouldn't be missing. Cooper Kupp has not been getting open. I will have more on that. I appreciate you bringing that up, and thank you for the super chat. My guy, Alex, XX Alex. Marin, thank you for the 5. Ahkello's recent performance has led to the 49ers being bounced and the Seahawks on the brink. Both teams he was outcasted from. Irony is sweet. That it is, my guy. That it is. Leslie Walcott, thank you for the 2 there. Better Call Saul, thank you for the 5. It's great. Our defense has been dominant lately, but at the same time, the offense was held to under 20 points each game since. Should we be concerned? I'm going to get into that further because I want to have a segment on this. I really want to touch on this. Because I have thoughts. Yes, in short, you should be concerned. I think it's very fair to be concerned because I think right now they are a very predictable offense. But they have the tools necessary to get out of this pretty easily. And the way the defense is playing gives you a little bit of a wiggle room that you didn't have earlier in the year. Thank you again for the 5. Zaylor Swift, thank you for the 5. Big Rob stays getting hurt. Nopum is washed. We should consider offensive line depth next year. Defense played lights out. Offense looks terrible. Penalties. Yeah, I do think the penalties was more on who was throwing the penalty flags. Someone needs to tell Brad Rodgers that you just have to show up and, maybe throw 9 flags the whole game to get your paycheck. You don't actually have to be on my TV for the majority of the game, but no one told Brad Rodgers that because he just kept throwing flags all game long. Ticky-tack stuff, missing obvious stuff, bad on both sides, the whole 9, right? Appreciate the 5. Michael King, my guy, thank you so much for the 10. Jake was right about Kello. Anyone still crying about picks giving up for Fisk? FOH. Hey, say it with your chest, my friend. Appreciate the 10 there. Slick Rick 1988. Thank you for the 10. Brandon from NFC Roundtable is whining about the Rams always getting the calls by the refs. He says they favor the Rams because the NFL wants the LA market. Well, we can get into that, but I love Brandon, so I'm not going to, rip him or anything like that. I will say the NFC West Roundtable on Tuesday is going to be a lot of fun. I miss those boys. And I can't wait for that personally. Ronnie, thank you for the 5. Can't front. Offense is making me nervous. I understand, man. I get it. We'll get into it further, but man, I definitely hear you. Swaggy, thank you for the 5. Can you say happy birthday to my dad, Art Cabral? And tell him that Cooper Kupp is not just another Adam Thielen. Happy birthday, Art. And let's see. Cooper Kupp is not just another Adam Thielen. I love Adam Thielen. So Cooper Kupp, I will say, and we'll talk about this and we'll get real about this because I love Cooper Kupp and he's done a lot. But Cooper Kupp is starting to fall off a little bit. It's very, very minimal. But it's enough to have a huge impact because he's just not separating like he used to. And I am concerned about that. So we'll get into that. Appreciate the 5 there. And guys, do me a favor. We're at 194 likes. We got over 1,100 people live. Be sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe. YouTube took a bunch of subscribers from me. Yes, I was over 29,000. I lost 600 subscribers. Now, I know there's a big bot issue on YouTube, but I'd really love to get those subscribers back. So if you guys could help me out, if you're new here, you're digging the channel, you're digging the show, I got plenty more where this came from. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, real quick, I'll get into that later. I'll get into that later. But AZZA, Sean McVay, Coach of the Year. Hey, appreciate you. Yeah, Sean McVay has done a great job, I think, being the head coach. I think his play calling today was abysmal, but I like some of the things he did today. I like the things he's done during this 5-game win streak. It's not easy. This is a longer win streak than anything they had last year. I think this is longer than anything since the Super Bowl, I want to say. That Super Bowl team. But yeah, 5-game win streak is huge. Deuce, thank you for the 10 here. That quick Puka screen, it happens every game. And he shoots off like a cannon every game. I saw that, and first thing I thought was a guy that wore number 17, the guy who signed that football above this logo, Robert Woods. I think he's very similar to Robert Woods after the catch. Deuce, thank you for the 10. Appreciate you. Drew, thank you for the 20. This is for Ahkello, Hoyt, and you, 3 goats. Appreciate you, Drew. Means a lot. Roger, thank you for the 20. LFG, Jake, the defense really came through. The home crowd was amazing tonight. It was loud AF. It sounded loud. Roger, thank you so much for the 20. It sounded loud, okay? I need to stop going to Rams, Packers, Rams, Saints, Rams, Eagles, and actually get to go to a Rams home game where they play against a team like the Cardinals, because that had to have been 90-10, maybe 95-5. That did not look close. That looked like a playoff game, a home field advantage that you can actually feel really good about come postseason. But hey, I'll tell you right now, if they play Washington fans travel well. If they play Green Bay, I don't have to tell you, they'll be Go Pack Go. You'll be hearing it in SoFi Stadium. So there are a lot of really good fan bases, left on the docket. The Lions, they've traveled well as of late. Vikings. So yeah, I mean, we'll see how it happens. Just got a verse jersey. Should have got Fisk, LOL. Hey, now, you can't go wrong with either, right? Now you just know what jersey you're getting next. That's all. Zachary, thank you for the 2. All right, y'all. I don't know if this is going to work. It's been giving me fits all day. OBS, man, I don't know. I love OBS, but there are some times it really just doesn't do very well. So appreciate everyone over on Kick, by the way. I see you guys. I try to follow the comments, but obviously I'm just rambling on as well. So let's go to here, and hopefully this works. And of course it's not working. Sick, awesome. We love that. We absolutely love when the thing doesn't work. So yeah, not working. And if I do something, I think it's gonna break the entire thing. So okay, yeah, it's awesome. I don't know what goes on with OBS, man. Anyway, was trying to show you the Prize Picks thing. Right now, head on over to Prize Picks, use code JKBogan, get $50 instantly when you play at least a $5 lineup, win or lose. And they're top ones right now. They're popular. They're on fire. People are riding 80,000 plus are riding with Saquon Barkley, 113 and a half. I'm going to say he has more than that. He's on a quest for history, trying to beat out Eric Dickerson, who we interviewed on this channel. I don't know if he'll do it, but he's going to get a shot to. Mac Jones, 43.2K. People like him to have more than 211.5 passing yards. He's done that in 4 out of the 5 games. I like that as well. Josh Allen, 2 touchdowns against the Bills, passing touchdowns. You might get burned with a rushing touchdown, but I do like that. I like Jared Goff to throw more than 250 yards, and I like Baker Mayfield to throw more than 250 against his former Carolina Panthers team. And I like Bucky Irving to have more than 86.5 rushing yards. So wish I could show you guys it. I'm having a malfunction right now with OBS. It's just not working. So not fun, but be sure to check out Prize Picks if you haven't already, because they are by far the best place to go for all your picks, essentially. It's not just football, basketball, all of it. So if you want some skin in the game, you want to have some fun, maybe, whatever, head on over there. All right, so real quick, and this isn't going to take long, then we'll get into my spiel about the offense, should you be concerned, all that good stuff. I am doing a giveaway over on my new channel. I'm doing a giveaway. If you go and you subscribe to The Lounge with Jake Ellenbogen, I'm going to have all sorts of guests. It's starting in 2025, so we're right around the corner. I'm going to have all sorts of guests from musicians, football players, entrepreneurs, YouTubers, artists, all sorts of them. If you can go and subscribe real quick to that channel and drop a comment in the community post section, you will be entered to win a $50 Amazon gift card. So head on over, follow The Lounge. It's my new venture. I'm not leaving anything I'm doing. I'm adding this onto what I'm doing, but I'm trying to build this up, and I got over I can't even talk. I have over 1,100 people in here. So obviously if I get some of you guys to go over there, we'd be doing very well. We're at 356 subscribers. It'll take you half a second to subscribe. The Lounge will not be live. It'll be pre-recorded. It's set up kind of like the Joe Rogan podcast, but it is not in person because I can't fly everybody out to me in upstate New York in this small little box of a studio. But we will be having that starting 2025 in January. So be sure to check that out. And we got some super chats as well. We got some more super chats. So we got real quick here. We got The Lounge at 358. So yeah, keep it coming. It's posted in the pinned comment section, pinned chat. It's also in the description. So check out The Lounge. And like I said, there'll be something for everybody in there. It's not just football. It's not just sports. It's not just artists or, musicians or, whatever. It is all sorts of people. Actors. I already got some people guaranteed to be on. Rob Liefeld, of course, who came on, big Rams fan, creator of Deadpool, Cable, and the X-Force. He has agreed to come on. So definitely check that out if you haven't already, and drop a comment on the community posts tab to be entered to win a $50 Amazon gift card. Okay. Shameless plug. It'll be there the rest of the stream, pinned in the chat. So we got that out of the way. All right. Had to do that. So let's see. Ronnie, thank you for the 5. I was at the game. I can tell you it was easily 95-5 Rams fans. See, I need to go to a game like that. That to me would be so much fun. I got to go to a game like that. No doubt. Zachary Kingston, thank you for the 2. Why not alternate Kyron and Blakemore? Well, they barely ran the ball today. Let's put it this way. Matthew Stafford ran 7 fewer times than Kyron Williams. That's not conducive to winning football. I'm just saying. HAV, thank you for the 5. We need Big Rob. I can't stand to see any more Note Boom. By the way, Kello, that guy, he's really like that. Hey, appreciate you, HAV. Need Big Rob back. I don't want to rip Note Boom. I think Note Boom can play in this league. He's a guard or he's a left tackle. He does not do well on the right side. He's just not a right tackle. So I don't want to rip him because I just feel like he's being played out of position. And everything he's done tells us he's just not a right tackle, you know? So that's just, that's how I feel there. But anyway, Wildman Samurai, thank you for the 10. Hey, Jake, ever since they beat Buffalo, the Rams offense has been pathetic. What changes do they need to make? Thank you. I will segue right into our segment. I hate to do this to them. I hate to do it. I really love the guys in the offense. But I'm going to tell you, there's some changes that need to be made. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you just because I'm well aware of what has been done. I'm not saying Matthew Stafford needs to be benched or anything ridiculous like that. But I am going to say some surprising things that maybe you're not expecting. Okay, Kyron Williams, first and foremost, he's the engine of the offense. He needs to continue getting more carries. Like, you can't have games where you're in a 4-point game and he's had 15 carries. Not enough for me. In addition to that, okay, Tutu Atwell, Jordan Whittington need to play more, but I'm going to go as far as to say this, and it is not going to be pretty, and people aren't going to like it. Cooper Kupp needs to play less. Cooper Kupp, and I love the guy, but if you're not paying attention, that separation isn't there anymore. He is having a hard time separating. And I hate saying it because this is a guy that won the Triple Crown in 2021. This is a guy that's been through a torn ACL. He's a homegrown player. He's a Super Bowl MVP. But Cooper Kupp is not generating enough separation. And say what you will, I really like Garrett Williams. I think he's a really good corner for Arizona. I hope he's okay. I know he got banged up. But Arizona doesn't have any, Sauce Gardners or DJ Reeds or anything like that. It's been 3 weeks in a row where Cooper Kupp has been locked up. Now, Cooper Kupp is still a great blocker. Cooper Kupp is still good after the catch. Cooper Kupp can still get open here and there. But here's the thing that you might not be noticing. Cooper Kupp is getting open because he's being schemed open. He's not generating separation without having some help, getting some attention, having somebody moving. When you move Puka Nacua, you get him out in motion. Now everybody is turning to Puka Nacua, who's leading this team in receiving. He's their best receiver. It's not even remotely close. So everybody's going to focus. Well, now it gets Cooper Kupp open. The problem is there's a loyalty to Cooper Kupp, I think, that's clearly there. The injuries have caught up to Cooper Kupp. It was not the age. He's not too old. You have to understand the ankle injuries he's been through. Not to mention he suffered another injury earlier this year after I think he was back to 100%. We'll never know. But he's not the same player. And I don't know if he'll ever get back to that. So the reality is he's having a hard time creating separation on his own. So the Rams, because of this, have to kind of open up their playbook a little bit. And it's no different than before, but now they really have to try and scheme Cooper Kupp open. They need to have, some decoys. They need to have some rub routes. They have to create space for Cooper Kupp. Here's the problem. Kupp dropped a first down today, okay? Kupp hasn't done much in the last 3 games. Kupp is playing over guys that I think could have somebody, they could have more production. Jordan Whittington was leading the league in separation. And then he stopped playing. He had a shoulder issue. which is okay, fine, whatever. And then after the shoulder issue, he comes back and he's just blocking, not even getting the ball. He had a catch for 6 today. That's the first time he's caught a pass in, I feel like, a while. Whittington should be starting. I would be starting Whittington over Kupp. That brings me to Demarcus Robinson. Demarcus Robinson was playing at one point looking like he was going to be really good for this offense. They brought him back. Demarcus Robinson has had 5 targets for 0 yards in 4 games. It is time to rip off the Band-Aid. It is time to play Jordan Whittington as a starter, bench Cooper Kupp, not bench him for the game, but use him sporadically, use him as a blocker, use him situationally, at least keep him in a rotation, not necessarily him being the starter on every single play. And it is time for Tutu Atwell to start over Demarcus Robinson. It's been that time. It's time, guys. That's the reality of it. Because if you're negligent and you're just like, yeah, you know what? We won 5 straight. Okay. Well, guess what? You still have to play in the playoffs. If you don't figure this out, you could be an early round exit. The defense can't just keep bailing you out. They can give you chances. They can give you more wiggle room where maybe the offense isn't the best and you can come away unscathed in a lot of, instances that maybe others can't. But let's not get it twisted. The Rams, since the Bills game, have gone from scoring 44 to 12, 9, and 13. That's not going to cut it. They're winning these close games, and that's good. Those are the good things, right? That's a good sign. But the offense has to figure it out. You can't have games like this. Guys, you can't have a game where we're looking at the leading receivers, Puka Nacua, with 129 yards, and Cooper Kupp is next with 29. Stafford threw the ball to Nacua 14 times. He threw the ball 28 times, 28 targets today. 28 targets, 14 of them, half of them went to Nacua. No one wants to hear it because it's sad. We hate change. I hated when they got rid of Todd Gurley. I hated when they moved on from Robert Woods. We've seen a lot of great players that have really helped this team that they've had to move on from. And I'm not saying they have to move on from Cooper Kupp, but they do have to cut back on his usage. It's time to use Tutu Atwell, who was leading this team in receiving until about week 12, and it's time to use Jordan Whittington. These are guys that kept you in games that you shouldn't have been in when Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua were out, and half the offensive line was out. Have we really forgotten that? Do we need a refresher? I feel like we need a refresher. So I'm going to give it to you. Okay, so let's go back. Lions game. What happened in the Lions game? Well, immediately Cooper Kupp looked like Cooper Kupp. 110 yards, a touchdown, great stuff. Here's the problem. Cooper Kupp ended up getting hurt in the following game. Tyler Johnson had 79 yards, 63 of which came on one play. Colby Parkinson had 4 catches for 47. Demarcus Robinson had 4 catches for 42. Puka Nacua left the game after 4 catches for 35, and I believe the first half, right? So the Lions game, Cooper Kupp looked like Cooper Kupp. Then you look at the Cardinals game. He gets a bad ankle issue, injury. Tutu Atwell had 3 catches on 4 targets for 48. Demarcus Robinson had 2 catches for 50 on 4 targets. Kupp had 4 for 37, gets banged up. Whittington saw 2 catches for 22. Okay? By the way, that game was pitiful. Blake Corum, you might have already forgotten this. Blake Corum led the team in rushing. He had more rushing yards than Kyron in that game. So pitiful Cardinal game, week 3. Then the 49er game. Okay, Tutu Atwell, you don't win this game without Tutu Atwell. Atwell had 4 catches on 5 targets for 93 yards. Demarcus Robinson had a catch for 32. Whittington had 3 catches for 28. So you could instantly see how he was picking up the slack for the lack of no Puka Nacua and no Cooper Kupp. Then you go to Chicago, and Tutu Atwell, once again, 4 catches for 82. Oh, Jordan Whittington, 6 catches for 62. And they lose a game by 6, despite the fact they didn't have Nakua or Kupp. And half their offensive line is out. What about the Packer game? Whittington, 7 catches for 89 on 10 targets. Atwell, 6 catches for 58 on 10, right? So that's the thing. Demarcus Robinson had that run where he had some touchdowns and people got really excited about him. But what we're not realizing, not enough people are talking about it, is that Jordan Whittington and Tutu Atwell should be starting alongside Puka Nacua. That should be the wide receiver room right now. And I hate saying that, but I've watched enough Cooper Kupp on tape where Cooper Kupp is not generating enough separation. And so it's forcing McVay's hand to have to draw up these plays and try to get him open on rub routes. And it's basically taking away their offensive potential. Okay, this offense is being held back. It's not just Cooper Kupp, but it's being held back because Sean McVay's play calling. He feels limited in what he can call. He's not letting Tutu Atwell do his thing. Jordan Whittington is barely utilized. That's the problem. That's a huge issue. So when you have 2 of your best receivers not really playing a hell of a whole lot, that's a problem. Tutu Atwell didn't even have a target in this game. Okay, and Whittington had 1 catch for 6 yards. It's time to start using those guys. I'm not kidding. It's not easy. I understand. We all love Kupp. But it's time. It is time to see what you have in these guys. I could be wrong. We won't know until we try, right? I do know that there's a small sample size, and in that small sample size, these guys were doing some things, okay? You saw it with Atwell. You saw the big playability. You saw how key and critical he was on that 4th down catch. I think it was in the Bills game. He's had some huge catches. He gets open. He hangs on to the football. You see it with Whittington. There is no excuse for those guys not to be getting catches. Cooper Kupp is just, and this is the thing. He went from, he's had some games this year that you're like, okay, Kupp is still a thing. But this game told me everything. Puka Nacua had 10 catches for 129 yards. Next is a 29 on 1 catch for Kupp. That was it. So what's going on with Cooper Kupp? Well, he had 21 targets in the first game of the year. 110 yards on 14 catches, a touchdown. Then he gets hurt in Arizona. Does not play until week 8 against Minnesota. 5 catches for 51 and a touchdown. We'll take that. Then he's got the Seattle game, 11 of 14 for 104 yards. Great. Miami, 7 catches, 80 yards. New England, 6 out of 10 for 106 and 2 touchdowns. You see it, right? You see it there. But then as the season has worn on, this guy's just not getting the separation. I know he had a touchdown against the Eagles, 8 of 11 for 60. But then after that, you had the Buffalo game, 5 of 8 for 92 and a touchdown. But you can't have New Orleans, 3 of 6 for 17, 0 for 3 for 0 against the 49ers, 3 for 3 for 24 against the Jets, 1 for 3 for 29. It's time. If there's a lot of pressure on him, on his ankle, whatever, and the season is grindy and he needs a break, then give him a damn break. Whittington, his last start, he had like 89 yards receiving. They lost because he went down with an injury. It's time. The only one who should be starting, guaranteed every single down, is Puka Nacua. Those are my thoughts. I hate saying it, but Kupp, situationally, he could be important, but right now, having him in there when he's not creating separation, and we've already seen what Whittington can do without having to be schemed open, it's weird. Why am I saying 6th round pick should start over Cooper Kupp? But I'm just telling you what's happening. And yeah, Demarcus Robinson disappeared. Do you know why he disappeared, Ryan? Because Demarcus Robinson only plays off of Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. And now that Kupp isn't generating the separation he needs to, then Robinson can't play off him. And they're just throwing to Puka Nacua. He's open. And even if he's not open, he's a better option than some of the other guys. That's the reality. The truth hurts, man. I hate saying it, but it's true. So yeah. How about Michael Hoyt? That man is a dog. Thank you, Jose, for the 5. Yes, he absolutely is. I love Michael Hoyt. Love Michael Hoyt. Big fan of Michael Hoyt. Okay. What the hell's going on? YouTube comments or YouTube super chats are being weird right now. I'm trying to see them. Okay, there we go. Leslie, thank you for the 2. David, thank you for the 2. Why the F aren't we using Jonah Jackson? No idea. That's an $18 million paperweight right now. No idea. Wildman Samurai, thank you for the 20. Jake speaking big facts. I try. Elpers Cat, thank you for the 5. Had a hot take where I said Rams need to move on from Kupp. I love you, Kupp, for the service, but he's not that guy anymore. So I think Kupp will likely have to take a pay cut to stay with this team. I don't think he wants to leave, but the production dip is significant. I mean, we're talking about a guy, 66 catches, 681 yards, 6 touchdowns. So he's still scoring touchdowns, but 66 catches for 681 yards. Add 67 because he had a catch for 29, so 67 for 710. And he played what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games. It's not the worst, but that's like what Robert Woods was doing when they were only throwing a Cooper Kupp. So I don't know, man. There needs to be more. There has to be more production. I do think that there is an issue right now. And I'm just telling it like it is. And you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to love what I'm saying. I get it. But I'm going to say the tough thing if I have to, because I feel like we owe it. I owe it to you guys. I don't want to hold back here. Like, people are asking me, hey, why is our offense not as good as it should be? How did the Bills game go from the Bills game to this? That's just not good enough. And yeah, no speed on offense to take the top off defense. Use Tutu Atwell more. Exactly. Demarcus Robinson isn't a burner. Just because he wins every now and then over the top has created this idea that he's some burner. He ran a 4.6. Kupp ran a 4.6. Puka ran a 4.5. They do lack speed. They don't have a Detroit Lions type of team right now. They don't have a Jahmyr Gibbs. They don't have a Jameson Williams. I don't even know what just happened, but I heard something. Oh, I have somebody calling me on Discord. I can't do call-ins because OBS is acting up. I actually planned on doing call-ins. I planned on this being a long stream. OBS is acting up, so I couldn't show my prize picks, and I couldn't do call-ins, unfortunately. I want to. I just can't. It's just not working. It's really frustrating. Really annoys me. But yeah. So the offense right now, look, obviously they should be better with Havenstein back. Will Havenstein be back next week? Will they wait until the playoffs? I don't know, but they will be a better offense, no doubt. And I think a lot of the things that they tried to pull off today, I think they had Tutu Atwell deep and not Havenstein. Noteboom didn't give Stafford enough protection to let it rip. They had those opportunities, but this offense can't use just one offensive lineman out being an excuse. Like, I'm over that, okay? Joe Burrow was sacked like 8 times today and won the damn game. That offensive line is absolutely downtrodden. Like, it is banged up. Find a way. And scoring 13 is not going to be enough. So I just wanted to be real, guys. Obviously, we talked very heavily about the defense. Defense has really been stepping up. When a team only scores 13, there's not a lot to really feel good about with the offense. So I understand why people are upset. Man of Paradox, thank you for the 20. Pray for strength of victory clinch, return of Rob Have, should have beat down victory with Rob Have and Big Rig. Tie to the spoon for the miracle. Without it, we lose. All will fall into place with Rob Have back. I agree. Well, I think some of it will. I don't know. There are some things on the offense that I just don't know. Like, if you don't ever use Whittington or Atwell, then these things are still going to reside as issues. You're still not going to have a lot of speed on your offense. You're still not going to have a lot of separation. And when Stafford is not throwing his best ball like he has been the last 3 weeks, it just hasn't been his best stuff. Like the Bills game, he was just on another level. But when he's not throwing his best stuff, well, now it's going to be tough. So that's my thought. Guys, be sure to hit the thumbs up button, the like button if you haven't already. 313 people have done it. Let's get more. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to follow me. It takes, literally, it's free. It takes about a second. Follow me or subscribe to my new YouTube channel, Jake Ellenbogen Lounge, The Lounge with Jake Ellenbogen. I'm going to have all sorts of guests, really trying to build up that channel. So as much as you guys can, raid that with subscriptions, subs, whatever you want to call it, would really help me out because we're going to be getting that off the ground in January. And I will be taking requests. So if you guys have a certain person that you want me to interview, I'll do my best. I reached out to like 60 publicists. I am sold. I am all in. I want to really build that channel. So, yeah. Anyway, Chris, member for 17 months. Appreciate you. And thank you for the 5. Matthew, member for 39 months. Appreciate you. If Kupp can't get the separation, then Whittington needs to at least be number 3, if not number 2. And for God's sake, get Tutu involved. Should be getting at least 2 deep shots per game. Totally agree with you. Really no excuse at this point. Has to be done more. You have to do some things. You can't... Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is the definition of insanity. And you can give me the whole, the last 2 games were in the elements. They were in the, open air. Well, in this game, I didn't see any rain, snow, sleet, any of that. And you were at home. And this is a team that gave up over 30 points to the Carolina Panthers, and you couldn't do anything with that. So a little frustrated, there. SoCal, thank you for the 2. But what about the bad throws 9 is throwing? Yeah, I just brought that up. He hasn't been. That's another thing. Stafford can do some things. When you look at, some of these instances, and I understand some people will be like, why are you just now bringing up Cooper Kupp not creating separation? He hasn't done it all year. Yeah, I can't access the Discord through OBS, unfortunately, so I can't do. I'm annoyed, but I can't do any. I can't do any call-ins, so we'll do that probably tomorrow, maybe tomorrow night if you guys are down. We'll talk about this team. So, but yeah, guys. So anyway, and I apologize for that, P-Train. I wish I could. Still annoyed I couldn't put up my Prize Picks screen. This is what it does. And it's just frozen. Like, I can't do anything about it. Can't change anything. It just, yeah. Anyway. Hey, appreciate you, Chach. Let's see here. Elpris, thank you for the 2. Put Jonah at right tackle. I've seen enough of Nopum. I joked about it, but I wasn't really joking. I would not mind putting Jonah Jackson and just trying him at right tackle. If Havenstein can't go this week, I give Jonah Jackson a chance to have those practice reps at right tackle. If he can do it, figure it out. He's never played right tackle before, but if you see it in practice, you'll know. One thing I know is that Jonah Jackson has never played right tackle before, so he could be really good or really bad. But Joe Nopum has, and I know he's not good at right tackle. It's really that simple. Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow night because we'll have an idea. I mean, I think by tomorrow night we should know if the Rams have clinched the division or not. So, yeah, we'll do. Then we'll have call-ins. That'll be that. But I was ready. I'm wide awake. I'll probably have a gaming stream after this. Like, I'm having fun. Like, Anyway, love that we are winning, but they make my stomach hurt for 3 3/4 quarters. Let us enjoy a fourth quarter. Haha. Fatal recoil. I could not agree more. Cardiac kids. They never make it easy. Defense had to get 2 stops. Crazy. Mana Paradox. Thank you for the 2. Yes, let's do tomorrow night. Appreciate you, Mana Paradox. Ruiz, member of 33 months. Appreciate you, my friend. Can we get the shades for the dub celebration? Oh, of course. I don't know why I didn't put the shades on beforehand. I'm slipping. Guys, I'm washed. I can't do this anymore. There we go. Victory shades. Victory shades on a Saturday? What is this? Never heard of it. Appreciate you, Retro Schmetro, for the 2. Stunting. Yeah. Anniversary milestone. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know what goes on. Like, it has the 39 months, and yeah, I don't know. Can I do the playoff calculator? I can't show it to you because, like I said, OBS hates me right now, but I can tell you what I have. So currently, the Rams have a 99 point whatever % chance of making the playoffs. If, let's see here. We'll go, first off, if the Bears, oh no, the Bears lost. Yeah. I don't know why that's not highlighted. Okay. Bears lost. All that good stuff. Chiefs, Ravens. Okay. Chargers and Bengals won. So the Rams need, so if the Bills beat the Jets and the, let's see, Browns beat the Dolphins, Vikings beat the Packers, the Rams are in. Commanders also play the Falcons. That is the... Ooh, that's the night game. Okay. Well, we'll know if the Rams are in the playoffs or the Rams won the NFC West if during Sunday we see the Bills, which are a 1 o'clock game, the Bills, the Browns at 4, and the Vikings at 4:25. If those 3 games go in the Rams' favor, the Rams win the NFC West, and then they still have the Commanders on Sunday Night Football. If they don't all 3 go in their favor, and by the way, the Browns are starting DTR, and the Dolphins will not have Tua. So that becomes a little interesting. But, yeah. Oh, man. I'm not comfortable right now. Good Lord. All right. So, yeah. That's how that goes. Appreciate you asking, Nicholas, and thank you for the 2. I wish I could show it to you guys. I can't. Let's see here. Jacob Morrow, thank you for being a member for 2 months. Is it possible McVay is falling into these are my guys, RE, Cup, and other guys who have been slow to make changes with, starting Spoon, etc.? It's possible. I don't want to get somebody in trouble for something they haven't done yet. I don't. But it is possible because Cooper Kupp isn't just a guy. He is a legend in Rams history. He is forever minted in Rams history. Super Bowl MVP, Triple Crown winner, should have probably won regular season MVP. Homegrown player. You didn't just sign him. You drafted him out of Eastern Washington in the 3rd round of your draft, your first ever draft, McVay. So there's a lot there. I don't want to get him in trouble for something he hasn't done yet. But yeah, it's possible, Jacob, and it's a great question. I think it's fair. I do think that's why Witherspoon wasn't playing. I think they had their guys, and Spoon just forced himself into the role. And that's what happens. Great players, sometimes they just have to make do of the situation, and he never once complained about the lack of playing time. He had every right to, but he never once complained about the lack of playing time. Christopher Zeffro, my friend, how you doing? Appreciate the 20. Wasn't pretty, but I'll take it. Nopum had a bad night. Not sure why they didn't go with Warren McClendon. Yeah, I hear you. I have no idea why they didn't go with Warren McClendon Jr. No idea. Nopum can't play right tackle. Warren McClendon Jr. can. He's just not as good as, some other right tackles, but that's his position. He's a right tackle. He's not a left tackle. Nopum is a left tackle, not a right tackle. So, yeah, I didn't like that at all. I totally agree with you. Chris, would love to get you on the lounge with Jake Ellenbogen. Interview you about your life story, talk horror movies, have some fun. So let me know if you're down. Obviously, you got my email. And, we email back and forth. Also, shout out to Chris. Sent me these two right here, Pennywise, and got the old school 1978 Michael Myers mask. I'm a huge horror fan. Chris is the man. Definitely go and check out his site, Trick or Treat Studios. Love them. I loved them before I knew that Chris was a Rams fan, so you can imagine where I am right now. Can't wait to get the Terrifier Art the Clown mask in the background. Where I'm going to put it, I'll figure that out, but yeah, we've been messing around with this whole backdrop. I even added some more Funkos. You can't really see it behind me. I added Trunks, Dragon Ball Super Trunks, and I added Hit from Dragon Ball Super as well because I love Hit. So for those of you who know, you know. If those of you who don't, you're like, shut up, nerd. Talk about the Rams. Anyway, thank you for the 20, Chris. Appreciate you. And again, just let me know if you'd like to come on the show. Trying to interview some really awesome people, and you would definitely be one of them. Bruno Deuce, thank you for the 20. Appreciate you. Great job, Jake. This is much better than Locked On Rams, where one of the hosts, Travis, wears Santa Barbara and USC gear as the show host. Shake my head. Now, to be fair, Locked On Rams, they're good people. I've never talked to Travis, but I have respect. And I'm a really big fan of Doug. I'm trying to do a collab with Doug. I think Doug is great. I've talked with Doug. So, So, yeah, they do their job. My thing here is that I don't want to be disparaging towards anybody. I'm a content creator. I know what the work is. I know how much, people put into content creation. So I am not going to discredit Locked On. Yeah, those are my thoughts. But I appreciate you with the kind words about me. And to be fair, I've worn a USC hoodie before on here. So I am also at fault if wearing a USC hoodie is a crime. Although I'm not really a USC fan. I used to like them, and now I just don't really care. I like Kansas, and I've always been a Kansas Jayhawk fan, and don't really care too much about college football until the NFL draft. So that's the reality of that. But yeah, appreciate you, Bruno. Matthew, thank you for the 10. I think maybe Kupp is hindering himself mentally, fear of injury, need to score more points, or playoff run won't last long. Defense is balling and carrying them for now. Yes, exactly, Matthew. I don't know necessarily about the hindering himself mentally, but what I do know is that what the defense is doing now is making it so the margin for error isn't as slim as it could be. Because when you're winning games with an offense that hasn't shown up the last 3 weeks and your defense isn't allowing 10 points, that means your margin for error is not as slim as it was earlier in the year where your defense was struggling. So now the margin for error isn't you have some wiggle room, but you can't abuse that because you can lose. And in the playoffs, that stuff matters. So guys are going to have to step up, you know. That's just the reality of it. So they got to step up. Offense has to turn this thing around. I wanted to mention it. I didn't want to be a Debbie Downer. I wanted to explain I am very excited about this win. I'm very happy for Ahkello Witherspoon being the guy that kind of sealed the deal here. I'm very happy for this young defense. I'm happy for Chris Shula. I'm happy for McVay. I'm happy for the whole Rams organization. I'm happy for the Rams fans. But I would be doing a disservice as somebody that, you know, you guys rely on for news and analysis about your team. I'd be doing a disservice if I didn't at least be honest about this team and not blow smoke up your ass, and at least be honest and say, look, I'm a little concerned about this offense, and it's okay to be concerned about this offense. So, you know, those are my thoughts on that. Appreciate you, Matthew. Rocco, thank you for the 2. How you feel about Rams winning the ship right now? I still think they're going to go to the Super Bowl. As long as they stay healthy, I still think they're going to go to the Super Bowl. I think they're going to find their way there. You have that championship pedigree. I think when push comes to shove, I think Stafford, I think guys like that will step up. Puka Nacua had one playoff game, and he was approaching 200 yards. So we know Puka Nacua, when the brights are, you know, the lights are bright, not the brights are light, but the lights are bright. We know Puka Nacua steps up in a big way, and I expect no different there. So, yeah, that's how I feel. Let's see here. Gene, thank you for the 2. Kello and Hoyt step up and win it for us. Epic. Absolutely. Love that you mentioned Hoyt, because I think a lot of people will forget, but you can't take for granted those blocked extra points and field goals and what have you. I mean, they're huge. Change the game. Your Puka Madre, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate you. Elper's Cat, thank you for the 2. Doug introducing you with his radio voice is lit. Doug introduced me? Or are you saying that would be lit if Doug introduced me with his radio voice? Because we need to collab. I mean, it's been too long. We've talked off air quite a bit, and I have a lot of respect for what he does with the Dodgers. I have a lot of respect for what he does with the Rams. And I have a lot of respect for Travis Rogers as well. So it's not just, oh, yeah, Doug is the only one I respect. No, I like them both. I just haven't done anything with them. But I mean, to be honest with you guys, I don't do too many collabs. That's why I'm forcing myself into the position, because I love doing interviews. I thought the one with Rob went over so well. And there were people that left that interview because they're like, the first 15 minutes we talked about the whole Deadpool, you know, the story with Deadpool. And some people were like, I'm only interested in the Rams. I'm checking out. And all I was thinking is, man, you don't know what you're missing. And sure enough, some of those people came back afterwards and commented and said, wow, I watched the Rams portion and Rob was a great guest. Of course he is. He's a fantastic guest. So, yeah, and that's how it is. I agree, BC. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, I'm trying to do more collabs for sure. Let's get this whole thing squared away. I'm going to reach out to Doug and see if we can get something in the works. Or, you know, maybe I go on Locked on Rams. He comes on here or whatever. Would love to get it to work, though. Jacob, thank you for the 10. I'm also not wanting to be hypercritical of McVay. This team has won 10 games. That is a miracle. Took way too long to put Spates in over Reader. I agree. Those are some things, but you live and you learn. Luckily, you continue to live. This is the biggest thing. With games like this, the Rams can't sit there and say it's all sunshine and rainbows. We're good. Everything's perfect, yada, yada. No. With a game like this, they're happy. Make no mistake about it. But they know they got work to do. And that is good. If you blew out the Cardinals for like whatever reason, but it hit a lot of the things that you're not great about and you have to figure out, that would be bad. But this is almost as good as a loss in a sense, because you learn more in your losses than you do in your wins. But blowout wins, things don't change. Close wins, things do change. And keep in mind, they made that switch to Ahkello Witherspoon during a win streak. That's not something that's normally done. So I do think being in these tough games and these close games, there's going to be, you know, things changed. I do. But, you know, we'll see. Thomas097, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate you. Sean, thank you for the 5. With McVay's luck and history, Shula will be hired to be a head coach next year. Laugh my ass off. He's been a great coordinator. I said it. I'm going to post it after this on Bleacher Report. I said it. I think Chris Shula could actually be hired. And I think Aubrey Pleasant would take over as DC. Would not be surprised. My only thing is if Shula leaves, I really need the cheetah package that he brought to the table. I need that to stay in LA. And I need Michael Hoyt back with this team. Those are my only requests. But I'd be happy for Shula. He's doing a nice job, and he's been on this team since 2017. Kurt, Justin, thank you for the 5. Devout Rams fan for 50 years. Rams offense has been a bit pathetic at times, but your ongoing endorsements of Ahkello have been prophetic. Keep it up. Hey, appreciate you. I try. Stop taking our coaches. Oh, DV. Appreciate you, my friend. I think moderator got taken away from some people. I did not do that, so I don't know why. But like, for instance, I know BC was a mod. Like, I know DV was a mod. Like, I don't know why they don't have moderator anymore. Anyway, what? Oh, no? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Somebody's in there messing around. Guys, be sure to hit the like button if you haven't already. Also, be sure to subscribe if you are new here and you like the channel. You'll get more where this came from. Plenty of Rams content headed your way. We're going to have so much stuff. We always do. Tomorrow, Zachary Sant, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate you as well. Man. Oh, you're a mod on my gaming channel. I don't know what I'm talking about. It is what it is. Well, I fixed it. Anyone who goes on my gaming channel and watches me play after dark, well, let me tell you, you were definitely worthy of mod on this channel. Starblade 125, my guy Jack. Should have worn your Ahkello jersey for this stream. I like it in the background though. Like, it looks so nice. It's almost like the people that are like hating on him all year, they're watching this video and they're probably pissed. They're looking at 44 in the background like, oh, it's just laughing at me in the face. Yeah, Marvel Rivals was fun last night, JC. Appreciate you. I'm going to make you moderator as well. Yeah, I also have a gaming channel as well. It's right on this channel. Like, it's pinned. And you can go and follow that. I may game after this. Depends. I'll probably have to eat. I haven't eaten much today. Austin, I can't do the call-ins because the thing will not work. This is what it shows up. I'm not lying, you guys. OBS is giving me shit. See? This is what happens. This is ugly. I don't know what that is. I have no idea. I had some weird stuff happen. Some straight witchcraft with OBS. Did you guys see my camera go out for a second? I was dropping too much heat. I overheated my camera. I'm totally joking. But I'm not kidding, though. Camera totally went out. It was wild. Am I going to grab a number 4 Witherspoon jersey? I'd like to. We'll see. I don't really wear jerseys as much. But, I've gotten from some awesome people, and I want to highlight this. I've gotten jerseys from recently. Got Killer Toemate on my Discord, and I don't know if Killer Toemate goes by Killer Toemate on YouTube, but Killer Toemate sent me a Matthew Stafford number 9 blue jersey. So shout out to Killer Toemate. LA Surfer, thank you for following me over on Kick. I appreciate you. Let's see. Zachary, thank you for the super stickers there. Appreciate you. Mr. Midrange, member for 4 months. Appreciate you. Chach, member for 2 months. Appreciate you. Oh, that'll be coming. Braden Fisk worth every single penny they gave up. Zachary, thank you for the 2. Chat, how we doing? How we doing, chat? Gotta love Verson Fisk. So we just hit over 5,000 views in an hour and 16 minutes. That was pretty crazy. You got over 800 people in here. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Would love to get to 800 thumbs ups. Obviously, not 800 people are going to like. Most of the time, it's like half. But really appreciate it. Tells YouTube that you do like this. Again, I feel really bad because I do want to talk to you guys. I love doing the call-ins. And just the last 2 weeks, it has not worked out. So we're going to be doing it tomorrow night. I have not watched the speech yet. I can't wait to watch it. Maybe I'll even watch it while... Yeah, I'll put it on. Let's see here. We got... Let's see. Oh, Bobby hit him with the yawn. He hit him with the yawn emoji. Because Kyler Murray hit the Rams with a yawn emoji after they won earlier in the year. Wow. So I saw at Opta Stats, the Rams now have 2 rookies with at least 4 interceptions this season in Cameron Kitchens and Jalen McCullough. The last NFL team with 2 such rookies, 2017 New Orleans Saints, Marshawn Lattimore and Marcus Williams. Yeah, those guys are pretty good. All right, let's see this. Hey. That is that's Kello since I've gotten to know him a little bit. Not a talker. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, I think Braden has to be in the conversation for Defensive Rookie of the Year, right? I don't see why not. I definitely, I mean, he's got to be 3 at least. Here's the thing. I loved Darrell Henderson, and I liked Darrell Henderson at Memphis. And when the Rams drafted him, I was stoked. But what got me to really like him is because he did the little things and still got so much shit for it. And he was great in pass pro, very similar to Kyron Williams, although just not as productive. He had the pass pro going. He had the consistent yards per carry, was just better than Cam Akers, and yet everybody always ripped him and would ignore when Cam Akers missed a hole. And it wasn't me hating on Akers, but it was me being loud for a guy that I felt like was underappreciated. And this happened with Corey Littleton. And I said, I'm like, with all due respect, I just don't think a lot of fans know what is responsible for the linebacker. Corey Littleton is playing way above and beyond what is expected of him. They paid Alec Ogletree as the first guy that got a contract in the Sean McVay era. And then they got rid of him because Corey Littleton was that good. And you saw the ability from Washington, being a former defensive back. His job in coverage was there, but then former pass rusher as well. And you saw his ability to blitz. And I thought he worked really well in tandem with Aaron Donald. I thought he was really good. They didn't bring him back. But before that, he got a lot of hate. He got a lot of hate because he gave up that touchdown, or not the touchdown, but the throw on third down, Tom Brady hit in the Super Bowl to Rob Gronkowski. The coverage was there. Brady made a better throw. Littleton was great the whole game. The defense was great the whole game. People just want a punching bag. So it's been Darrell Henderson. It's been Littleton. It was Austin Davis. Austin Davis was the only one that showed me any sort of grit, showed me some ability at quarterback since Mark Bulger, right? Bradford didn't move around like that. Austin Davis should have thrown 4 touchdowns against the Dallas Cowboys in 2014. Jared Cook dropped a wide open touchdown and then proceeded to slam Austin Davis on the sideline. Okay, so this is why, in short, not short, I guess, but this is why I love Ahkello. How is Ahkello any different? He's more talented than all 3 of the guys I mentioned. But I just said he's more talented, and yet he gets more shit. And you know what? I can't help but think I'm to do with that. But I got loud because other people got loud about him being bad. And a lot of misinformation out there. He played really well at the end of his 49ers career. 49er fans, they know he's not a 49er anymore, so they rip him. Well, they took him off the field and put in Emmanuel Mosley. Maybe if they had him on the field, they'd have a Super Bowl. Anyway, he goes to Seattle. He's the number 1 corner. I heard great things about him. And they trade him away. They keep Trey Flowers on the roster. I made a video about Ahkello Witherspoon before he became a Ram. And I said this on JE Live, and you can look at it on my TikTok. I made a clip of it for whatever reason. And I remember specifically making fun of Seattle for trading away Ahkello Witherspoon to the Steelers to keep Trey Flowers. And then he goes to the Steelers and he plays well. And then he gets hurt in his second season. And the first 4 games are not great. And then they sit him out for the rest of the year because he has a really bad injury. He's going to come back, and then they don't want to pay him, essentially. So they cut him. And he signs on with the Rams for the veteran minimum. And he takes over the starting job despite the fact there were pins in his damn fingers. Okay? Don't forget about that. Dude was practicing with pins in his fingers. He was banged up when the Rams signed him. So he's playing way behind the 8 ball. They got rid of Jalen Ramsey, and he replaces Jalen Ramsey, and he's a number 1 corner for the team. He has a huge interception against the Philadelphia Eagles, the toe tap. He has the craziest interception you'll ever see against the Cincinnati Bengals in Week 3. He had a huge interception against the Ravens, the basket catch, shades of Willie Mays. He pretty much the majority of the season was top 10, top 5, top 3 in the majority of things, whether that was passer rating allowed, catch percentage, whatever. And then he has a couple, games that weren't quite on his level. And people only remember that. They don't remember what he did earlier in the season. And he gave up a couple catches to Amon-Ra St. Brown in that playoff game. And then after that, he was pretty locked down. But people don't talk about that. There are actually still people to this day that, despite the fact it was John Johnson in coverage, and this is no knock against JJ, I love him, but it was John Johnson in coverage on that final play against Amon-Ra St. Brown. People to this day lie and say Ahkello gave up the game. So that's why. I've always defended the guy because I want to defend players that I think are good that are unnecessarily treated. I don't think his coverage is fair. That's not to take aim at a certain person or certain people, but I think the way he's covered is disingenuous and disparaging. And I think it's negligent, but it's also dangerous because for the casual audience, they're trying to learn this game through articles and what have you. And when you have these articles that are just lying and saying shit like Ahkello Witherspoon is the problem in the secondary, when in reality, he wasn't. And then you have those same articles because he's a big name and he won the All-Pro at one point back in, I think it was 2017. Tre'Davious White is this big pickup and he's so much better than Ahkello. Well, this is what happens. You end up having an audience, you have fans that now think that Ahkello Witherspoon is chopped liver, and they think they're getting this all-pro level Tre'Davious White. And that's just not true. So that was the thing, man. I just I keep it real. And, you know, through the process, I ended up becoming friends with Lucky and, you know, friends with their, you know, friend of the family or whatever. But I didn't know these people. And Lucky would tell you, we talk about this all the time. I made this video when the Rams got Ahkello, and I believed in him, and I always knew his game from afar. I remember him at Colorado. I loved what Colorado did. Him, Chidobe Awuzie, Tedrick Thompson. They had some guys I really liked in that secondary over at Colorado. And so I remember him in the 2017 draft, and I remember, you know, really thinking he could play, and he had, you know, some serious potential. But I didn't know him. I didn't interview him, and I didn't know Lucky. And so I made the video, and, you know, Lucky doesn't even look at it. He had it sent to him, and he's like, I'm not touching that, because he probably thought I was ripping his son. And sure enough, he went back after Ahkello had a really nice long stretch, I don't know, week 6, week 7, and he found out that I didn't rip him. I actually made a video saying I thought he was a steal. I thought he was a gem. And sure enough, I think he was. So he's an even bigger gem this year because this guy, you know, I don't know. Jorge, that is the most bullshit thing ever. And I'm going to tell you, I don't mean to rip you, but I have to defend him here. Ahkello just wants to win, and he wants to be a Ram. He turned down going to the Colts. He turned down going to the Ravens. He turned down going to multiple teams, okay? He wants to be a Ram. He wants to be in LA. He said no speech, and then he said family. And he just does things a different way. That doesn't mean he's not a leader. So I have to call BS on that, but I appreciate you watching. That is not true. That is not fair. It's no different. Some guys lead by example. You know, some guys are rah-rah. Some guys do some things that are, you know, I get that, but understand this. He's the only one that talks in the secondary. If you're looking, he's communicating. When they did the social media post about Emmanuel Forbes, his first day, do you know who was working with Emmanuel Forbes? Guy getting no time at all, Ahkello Witherspoon. Not complaining that he got no snaps. No, he's out there and he's helping him and he's working him through and he's trying to get him acclimated, a guy that could take his job for all he knows. You have a leader. He is absolutely a leader. He does things a different way. He doesn't stand like Jalen Ramsey in his ready position. Doesn't mean he's lackadaisical. Doesn't mean he's lazy. He just does things a different way. He's very unorthodox. And also, this dude is absolutely brilliant. He's got a mind you wouldn't believe. It's surprising he plays football, honestly. He's just a very, very bright dude. Like, he's not wired like a football player. He's wired like a guy that's going to med school. Some guys are different, man. That's the thing. Individualism is key. Just because one guy does one thing another way, it doesn't mean that's the way it should be. Not one size fits all. Leadership comes in all different shapes, sizes, qualities, quantities, all that. So, you know, that's just how I would say it. I think if you really give him a shot, you sign him to an extension after the season, He's going to be a captain. Hey, appreciate you, Uncle Muso. Yeah, I mean, I think so. I really do. Two touchdowns allowed in 3 weeks. Like, for the team, it's crazy. Yeah, Aaron Donald was a guy that led by example. He doesn't talk a ton. I do agree there needs to be more jet sweeps for sure. Alex, I know. Yeah, Debo is a captain. Say what you will. You don't see anybody on the Rams shoving a long snapper on the sideline like that. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate you. 3 straight games allowing fewer than 10 points. Crazy. I liked our linebackers, man. I like Spates. I like Roseboom. Could you upgrade? Sure. You could absolutely upgrade Roseboom or Spates. But would I? If I could get Roseboom back for cheap, it allows me to spend in other areas. Why would I bother? That's not the reason you're going to lose football games or win football games. By upgrading Roseboom or Spates is not going to lead to you having more wins than 10 right now. That's how you have to think about it. This team has 10 wins. Why is that? Also, this team has 6 losses. Why is that? So when you look at Matthew Stafford, he's a big reason why they have 10 wins. Kyron Williams, big reason why they have 10 wins. Cooper Kupp, is he a big reason why they have 10 wins? No. Puka Nacua? Yeah. You can definitely say that. Any of the tight ends? No. Higbee, arguably the Jets game, and Parkinson had a huge touchdown catch against the Seahawks, but yeah. Actually, I don't know if it was the Seahawks. I think it was the Bills. Anyway. So, yeah, I mean, that's how you have to look at it. Do they have 10 wins because of Braden Fisk? I think he's been part of it. Kobe Turner, absolutely. Jared Verse, yes. Byron Young, he's had some moments. He's the weakest link, but you're talking about a starting 4 on the defensive line that's been absolutely insane. And, he's the least of those, but he's still a really good player. Do they have 10 wins because of Roseboom and Spates? No. But do they have 6 losses because of them? Also no. So I do think if you go back and you get Ahkello and you drag and drop him as the guy that they paid instead of Tre'Davious White, I think they win that Lions game. I think the Cardinals game is vastly different because a lot of those plays came with Tre'Davious White and Cameron Kinchins on the coverage. Week 3 still remains the same. Week 4, they might have beaten the Bears. They might have beaten the Packers. Those are close enough where, that was an issue, and they fixed it. So he did play in the Packers game, but Ram DeLorean, thank you for the 5. Hey, Jake, I was at the game today. Can I say Ramley showed the F out? It was an ugly game offense-wise, but no one at the game lost faith. Horns up. Huge. It was huge. I got to give a lot of credit to the Rams fans. It looked, Thomas097, thank you for the donation there. It really looked like a home field advantage. And I don't mean that to be like, have a backhanded compliment there. This is what they've been missing. And I understand it's only going to happen when they play against the Cardinals or, a team like that. But still, it shows you the potential. If this team continues to win, if they win another Super Bowl, I think you're going to start to see some big things. I do. It's hard to make that drastic shift. But if you win 2 Super Bowls, in the last 4 years, I mean, that's pretty darn good. So I do think, tonight was a good sign, 95-5 from what it sounded like. it sure sounds like this has the potential to be a rowdy home field advantage. And I do think at some point or another, give it time. It might take 10 years, but it's going to be really tough when you have to go to the boneyard and play the Rams. That's how I feel. Absolutely, Austin. That's the big thing. You know, while a lot of people are complaining about how the Rams bought their Super Bowl, which is idiotic because they were literally starting Troy Reeder at linebacker in the Super Bowl, and they took Eric Weddle out of retirement, and freaking, you know, Ben Skoranek was starting at wide receiver, and their running backs were all injured. But yes, they totally bought a Super Bowl. They picked up Odell Beckham Jr., who no one wanted except for the Rams and Packers. They cut him. And they traded for Von Miller, who only had 8 sacks and hadn't really done anything until that postseason with the Rams. He had been kind of falling off. So, yes, they absolutely bought a Super Bowl. Some idiotic comment that is. But the point I was making bringing that up is that, you know, what you're saying, Austin, while people were complaining about that, while people were, you know, victory lapping that the Rams effed them picks failed in 2022. What they weren't paying attention to is how the Rams really bounced back, how they drafted differently, how they changed their archetype. Do you realize Steve Avila was never a type of guard that they ever would have drafted? If you've been paying attention to the Rams and who they draft in the draft, they would not have drafted Steve Avila, okay? They would not have drafted Jared Verse. They would not have drafted Braden Fisk. They would not have traded up to get Fisk, okay? In the past, they would have traded a first rounder, traded a second rounder for a key and critical player. They found that key and critical player via the draft. They found Byron Young, right? They did a really nice job. They changed things. And I just think, you know, that matters, man. And that's the thing is that, you know, when it comes to, you know, these people, 49er fans, whatever, and they'll sit there and say, oh, well, you're running out of time. Stafford's almost done. Yeah, he is. But look at who's around him. The Rams, slowly but surely, while everybody has been, you know, yelling about F them picks not working after the Super Bowl, the Rams have rebuilt their entire team. When people were saying to blow it up when they started 1-4, I couldn't even comprehend what was being said. What are they blowing up? There's not much to blow up. Everybody is on a freaking rookie deal, just about. Right? It's all cost-effective players. You signed the right guys. Some guys you didn't. It is what it is. Yeah, exactly. Kevin Dotson's been huge. We'll see what they do, you know, when it comes to Alaric. But they did this on the fly. They found guys via UDFA, waivers, the draft, free agency. I mean, trades, you know, yeah, they found these guys. This is what happens. This is the sign of a really good team. This is a really, really good team long term. They just need to find their quarterback after Stafford, but they're putting together a lot right now to feel really good about. And I think they should pay Kyron. I think they should pay Kello this offseason. They need to bring back Michael Hoyt. See, people are going to look at Michael Hoyt and think of Morgan Fox. And I liked Morgan Fox, but Michael Hoyt is a better player than Morgan Fox, way better athlete. You don't let Michael Hoyt go. You got to bring him back. You bring back Bobby Brown in the interior, huge against the run. Today, I mean, the way he swatted that ball away. 3 cheers for Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown, Bobby 3 sticks. As I've never heard that before, but I thought that was cool that Rich Eisen said that. Jacob, thank you for the 10. I don't know if I already answered this, but if I didn't, thank you. Hearing you talk through this helped me remember how classically this Rams front office has consistently not looked at legacy in a good way. Woods, Gurley, Goff, etc. Yeah. No, I love team building. I've always been really fascinated by it. When I grew up, I always wanted to be a Rams general manager. I know a lot of people are like professional baseball player, astronaut, all that. I always wanted to be the general manager of the St. Louis Rams at the time. Didn't know they moved back to LA, but I always wanted to be a Rams general manager because I know this sounds ridiculous, but my little kid brain always felt like I could do a better job than the people that were in charge. And our team was so bad at the time that I was just like, let me do this. And you have to understand, I was the type of kid you don't invite to hang out, because when I was in like elementary school and middle school, my friends would invite me over to play Madden. I'd be spending an hour or 2 hours in the roster spot. I would literally be going through all the rosters. We start the game, you bet your ass I'm spending about an hour on the depth chart. This has always been me. It always will be me. I've always been fascinated about the little intricacies about this sport, about managing the sport. That's just how I feel. I absolutely remember Donnie Avery. Love Donnie Avery. Donnie Avery caught a bomb of a touchdown pass thrown by Mark Bulger at Foxborough against Matt Castle and the Patriots, and they lost that game by a touchdown. I was there. That was cool. Standing room only with my father. I think that was my first NFL game as well. But yeah, Donnie Avery, number 17, got wide open. Oh, man. I loved Donnie Avery, and I think he could have worked out. It just that St. Louis Rams team did not have great coaching. Who do I think they play in the playoffs? That's a great question. Let's bring up the playoff simulator, huh? Or is ESPN playoff machine? Okay, so right now they would play the Packers. But how I see it going down is that the Vikings are going to win today because it's Sunday now. Well, at least on my side of the world it is. So Bills, we'll go with the Titans over the Jaguars, Bills over the Jets, Bucks over Carolina, Raiders over the Saints. Hurts is out. I'm going to take the Cowboys to win that game over the Eagles. Browns over the Dolphins, Colts over the Giants, Commanders over the Falcons, and I'm going to say the Lions over the Niners. So that would put us at an interesting little impasse here, because that means the Rams would play Washington going into Week 18. This could change. So let's do it. Titans, Texans. I'm going to take the Texans. I'm going to take the Falcons over the Panthers. Bucks over Saints. Rams over Seahawks. Bills over Patriots, Dolphins over Jets, Ravens over Browns, Steelers over Bengals. Although Steelers might sit their starters because because they can get that 5th seed. Not that it really matters, actually. I think you do want to play Houston. I don't know, man. Bengals might beat the Steelers the way they look today. That defense looked a little bit better. Denver loses to the Chiefs. I think the Bengals might actually make the playoffs, but that doesn't matter. We're talking about the NFC. So Colts over the Jaguars. So the Colts would make the playoffs. Damn. I don't know. Maybe the Steelers would beat the... Yeah, okay. Yeah, it would still probably be Denver in the playoffs. Either way. Chargers over the Raiders. Then the Cowboys and Commanders. That would be interesting. I think the Commanders win that game. I think the Eagles beat the Giants. Then I have the Vikings beating the Lions. I really feel like they're going to win that game. I don't know why. I felt that for a while. Packers beat the Bears, and the Cardinals beat the Niners, which means the Rams would have Washington, Philly would have Green Bay, and Tampa would host Detroit, who they've already beaten this year. Minnesota would get a bye. So I actually think I think the Rams are going to play Washington. I don't know. I have a feeling it'll be Washington or Green Bay. It looks like. I think those are the only two teams they can play. No handicap 420. Thank you for the 2. Defense won this game. Too much passing in this one. Totally agree. Not enough ground and pound. No idea what they were doing there. But yeah, defense stepped up in a big way. John McGonigal, thank you so much for the 5. What do you think about the Rams going after Joe Burrow to replace Stafford in the 26 season? I mean, I'd love Joe Burrow, but the reality is Joe Burrow's not going anywhere. There is no reason why the Bengals would let him go. That would be a huge mistake. Joe Burrow is under contract until 2029, so I just don't really see it being possible. But would I take him? Absolutely. I like Joe Burrow a lot. Your Puka Madre, thank you for the 2. Michael Hoyt will be Kyle Van Noy and more. He very well could be. I love that role too. Let's see. No handicap 420. Thank you for the 2. Seahawks Nest called us the LA refs. Thoughts, LOL. I mean, it sounds like sour grapes if I'm being honest with you. Because, like, the Seahawks are known for the worst call in sports history, I would say, with the Fail Mary. So, here's my take. The Rams are likely going to clinch the division tomorrow, right? Rams will be in the playoffs if that's the case. Seattle fans can complain, but it's not going to bring their team to the playoffs. I'd rather have a team in the playoffs and get called this and that than not have a team in the playoffs and cry about the officiating. That simple. That's more of like kind of like I'm losing type of thing to say. But yeah, I assume you're talking about Brandon. Still love Brandon. I just disagree with Brandon. That's all. And to be fair, you beat the Bears 6-3. I mean, like that game was terrible. None of you deserved to win that game. You beat the Jets in a game that you didn't deserve. I mean, like this Seahawks team that I've been pretty nice about on the NFC West roundtable. Like, I gotta be honest with you. As time has gone on, I know they're good at winning on the road, and you know they find a way to win 6-3 against the Bears. They lose that Vikings game. That's at home. They get destroyed, mollywopped by the Packers. Embarrassing. They beat the Cardinals. Okay, the Cardinals fell off. They barely beat the Jets, 26-21. They beat the Cardinals 16-6. They beat the 49ers on a last-second play, right? They lose to the Rams. I mean, that game should have been over. I don't know why it went to overtime, but the Rams outplayed them in that game. They lost by 21 to the Bills, who the Rams beat. They beat the Falcons. They lost to the 49ers. Rams don't have that in common. They lost to the Giants. I mean, Seattle had opportunities. If they don't lose to the hapless Giants, then we're not talking about this. They barely beat the Patriots in week 2. They barely beat the Broncos with a rookie quarterback. They should have absolutely mollywopped the Broncos. They only won 24-3 against a team playing Skylar Thompson, and then you knocked him out of the game, and then you put in Tim Boyle. I don't know. I've seen teams that are deserving. This Seahawks team is just not that good. Like, the playoffs would be... Let's just put it this way. If the Seahawks made it over the Rams, let's just say some crazy thing happens where they make it. The playoffs would be worse having the Seahawks over the Rams. The Rams are a better team. Rams are a better team. They're more entertaining, better coaching, actual championship pedigree. I'm curious now, though. Let's see. Mike McDonald. We'll do stats. I'm curious. Where do they rank? So Pro Football Reference has their own, like, I don't know, score, like grading system for teams. So I'm going to bring that up, and I want to see where Pro Football Reference has the Seahawks versus the Rams. So this year, the Rams have a 0.2 SRS. That is simple rating system. A 0.1 OSRS. This is before the game, of course. And that is a offensive simple rating system with 0.0 being the average. So they're above average. And 0.1 on the DSRS. So anyway, that is that. Seattle is a 1.0 in simple rating system. So considered better than the Rams, but they have a negative offense and they have a 1.5 defense. Now, I don't think simple rating system is all that. What I do think matters a little bit more, if I'm being honest with you, is going to be that schedule, right? And when you look at the standings, you go to the playoff standings. The Rams have played a 498 strength of schedule. So it's gone down, but it hasn't gone way down. They're about 500. Decent strength of schedule. Vikings have played a 433. Seattle's actually played a 496. So they're right there. Here's the difference. It's very simple. Seattle and the Rams are similar. They've played almost the same strength of schedule. The Rams are 4-1 in the division. Seattle's 3-2. The Rams are 10-6. Seattle's 9-7. But do you know what the big difference is? Seattle doesn't have a huge strength of victory. Their strength of victory is lower than the Lions, the Eagles, the Rams, the Falcons. Who else? Let's see. The Packers, the Bucks. Oh, wait. No. They're way low. Okay, hold on a sec. Seattle has a lower strength of victory than the Lions, Eagles, Rams, Falcons, Packers, Bucks, Cardinals, and yeah, that's a lot. So if we do it over the course of all the teams, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 teams. So they have the 8th strength of victory. And strength of victory is you take the teams that you beat, and it's essentially their win-loss record. And Seattle has a 3. So Seattle's win-loss record of teams that they beat is 3.93, a 0.393, which tells me they're beating up on bad teams. And they're not winning the good ones. And the Rams, while have almost the same strength of schedule, have a 444 strength of victory. Now that's better than everyone except for the Bucks, the Eagles, and the Lions. So the Rams have a very good resume. For those of you that watch college football, college basketball, know how college things go, the Rams have a very good resume. They've had some huge wins, mainly that Bills win, but the Vikings win. We do not talk enough about who the Rams have beaten, the games that they've played. They lost a one-position overtime game to a 13-2 number 1 team in the Lions. They lost they beat the Vikings by 10, a 13-2 team that might end up getting the number 1 seed. They lost with almost the entire offensive line out and their 2 wide receivers out and a lot of defensive players out against the Packers, 11-4. They lost, by 6. I mean, that's the thing. Like, those are not bad games. And then, you go to the Buffalo Bills win. They win a 44-42 barn burner against the 12-3 Buffalo Bills. So they have some big wins. in Seattle's notable wins, I mean, let's go to it. Who has Seattle beaten? Seattle has beaten the Broncos at the beginning of the year at home, who ended up being way better than I expected. Will probably make the playoffs, beat them barely. They beat the Falcons by 20, who could win that division, but probably shouldn't win the division. Who else they beat? Dolphins won't make the playoffs. The Patriots, they barely beat. The 49ers won't make the playoffs. The Cardinals won't make the playoffs. The Jets won't make the playoffs. The Cardinals won't make the playoffs. The Bears won't make the playoffs. So if I got this right, Seattle, there's a chance Seattle didn't beat a single playoff team this year. There is a realistic possibility that Seattle does not beat a single playoff team this year. If the Broncos and Falcons don't make the playoffs, Seattle has not beaten one single playoff team this year. Not one. The only team they'd have a chance of beating are the Rams in Week 18 if those teams don't make the playoffs. So the Rams, on the other side of the coin, they have beaten 1, 2. They've only beaten 2 playoff teams. To be fair, the Vikings and the Bills. But they had a better strength of victory than the Seahawks. And they were in those games. They didn't get blown out by any of the playoff teams. So they're similar, but the Rams are better. They're definitely better than Seattle. So, yeah. I love doing these little projects on the fly because people get me to look up stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds like fun. And then I go and do it, and I'm like, oh my God, time flies when you're having fun. Okay. Wow, we got a lot of super chats. Nicholas, thank you for the 2. Why hasn't there been an NFC West roundtable lately? Holidays. We decided not to do it. Jesse was out of the country, and it was the holiday season, so we did separate videos. We sent them in individually, so I cannot wait to get back at it, chop it up with the guys on Tuesday. It will be back. John Kimball, thank you for the 5. Hawks Nest won a conspiracy theory rant about the NFL helping the Rams win bogus ref calls to keep the Rams relevant and grow their fan base. I got to push back on that. Because I also push back on the other side of the coin. There were a lot of people that were trying to say that there was a conspiracy against the Rams when they moved to St. Louis as punishment for moving away from a huge market in LA, and that they never got the calls. What I would say is when people brought that up and they would use like the giant data set of the St. Louis teams, I would say, well, most of those teams were bad, were undisciplined, and didn't have the talent. So I don't believe in any of that. The only conspiracy I believe was tonight. I think the league or the refs or whoever, they were going to do everything possible in the Cardinals to get Trey McBride his touchdown. That's what I think. That is all I felt the whole night. I was like, oh, they're going to try everything they can to get Trey McBride his touchdown. They stopped him on 4th down. They throw the penalty flag on Hoyt. It's 2 guys playing football, roughhousing, and yet Hoyt gets hit with the penalty. That's the one thing I think that you could say. But it's not. There's no basis of it. I'm half joking, right? But anyway, no handicap 420. Thank you for the 5. Hell yeah, that's why you're our guy. 10 toes down. Appreciate you. I was on Brandon's live and felt the boohoo energy too. Just wanted to know we are on the same page. Oh, of course, love Brandon, but I don't have to agree with everything he says. Just like I love Jesse, and I don't have to agree with everything he says. Yeah. I'll address the rest. I'm not going to throw any shade. I love Brandon. I love Mike. I love Jesse. Anything I say will not be behind their backs. I'll say it on the show. So, and I got some stuff. Don't worry. I got some, what was it? The shotgun shells. Loading the, I don't know. Loading the clip. No, that's wrong. I don't even know what it is, but like loading the clip essentially. Don't worry. I'll be ready. Key takeaways, Jaden, they found ways, they continue to find ways to win even when things don't go the way that you're hoping they'll go. That's a big, that's key and critical to find ways to win when your offense doesn't show up. It's key and critical to find ways to win. Stafford wasn't sacked yet again, despite the fact the right tackle situation there. There's a lot of good to take away. I do want to make that clear. I do think we have to bring up an offense that hasn't scored a lot of points, hasn't even scored 20 points the last three or whatever. Let's see. Jake P, talk me off the ledge with the offense. Since Buffalo offenses look questionable, play calling issues, or Matt zeroing in too much? Jake P, thank you for the 5. Yeah, I mean, being honest with you, to have a quick summary of this, because I did talk about this earlier, so I don't want to bore anybody, but the offense right now can be summed up by this. Stafford's not playing at the level he should be. Kyren Williams needs to be getting the ball way more than he got tonight, right? Offensive line had an injury, still no excuse. 4 out of the 5 are healthy. Joe Noteboom is still a player in this league. Like, he's played many games before. He needs to be better. Tight end is healthy, no excuse. But I do think guys like Cooper Kupp and Demarcus Robinson, who aren't creating a ton of separation or holding these guys back. Demarcus Robinson strictly plays off of Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. So when those guys aren't going off, Demarcus Robinson doesn't do anything. So now you have a disappearing act all over the place. Whereas if you started using a guy that can generate separation, led the league in it when he was playing, in Jordan Whittington, you started using Tutu Atwell and add some more speed, inject that speed in the offense, now you can diversify your approach a little bit and you can keep defenses on their toes. Right now it's really predictable. Rams are either going to try to run the ball up the middle or try to run it from side to side with Kyren Williams, or they'll forget about the run and continue to try to get Stafford going with the short passing attack. And if nothing works, then just throw it to Puka Nacua. It's not sustainable. Hopefully they get it fixed, but that's really the offense right now. We'll see what ends up happening. Ruiz, thank you for the 2. Destroy the wave rat in the round table. They are dissing. Destroy the wave rat. The sea rat. Is that what you mean? I'm an idiot. Don't look at me. Appreciate the 2. Brian, thank you for the 2. You called that Witherspoon interception, Jake. Love you. Appreciate you, Brian. Love you too. Appreciate all of you. I just felt it. I mean, I kept predicting it, but this week I really felt it. Prime time. He needs to make a splash, needs to get paid. This puts his name out there, man. I'm really happy for him. Oh, yeah, they have Jonah Jackson. You forget it. They pay him a lot of money, and he doesn't even play. All right, guys. We got 691 viewers in here. We've been streaming for 2 hours. Just a quick reminder, this is brought to you by Prize Picks. Really big shout-out to them. I want to show it. I can't show my whole thing on here because OBS is acting up. But I'll tell you right now, head on over to Prize Picks. Use my code JKBogan. You're going to get $50 instantly when you play a $5 lineup. Win or lose, it's Sunday. You got to, right? You got to get in on the action. You got to have some things to root for. What better to do than add some money and put some money on Saquon Barkley going to have more than 113.5. Mac Jones to have more than 211.5 passing yards. Josh Allen to throw for 2 touchdowns. Jared Goff to have more than 249 yards. And Baker Mayfield to have more than 248 yards. Head on over, Prize Picks, use those picks, and let's create a new one. Let's create a new one. So if anybody's on the app right now, I'm going to do that real quick here. Wish I could show it to you again. OBS hates me. It just is what it is. Let's do one taking every pick is from the games that we need to watch in order to secure the NFC West. So let's start with Cleveland and Miami. Chat in that one. I don't know why Michael Woods has 14.5 receiving yards. What I do know is that this guy is too good to pass up on. I just think very talented, really good after the catch. Jerome Ford, we're going to go with more than 18.5 receiving yards for the Browns. Reason being, you got DTR, young quarterback, dumping it off. I think we're going to see those dump offs. And I think Jerome Ford in the receiving game, he's had more than 18.5 in 4 of the last 5. So that's where we're at right now. So I'll say that. And then Washington and Atlanta, the 8:20 game. I'm going to go with Jaden Daniels to, let's see here. Jaden Daniels. It's not loading. Jaden Daniels to have more than 219.5 passing yards. So we got that. And then we got Rodgers going to leave it all on the line. Devontae Adams has scored a touchdown in 4 straight games. Take more for Devontae Adams, 0.5 rushing and receiving yards. Or rushing touchdowns. Rushing and receiving touchdowns. Minnesota, and then we'll do the San Francisco one. Minnesota, give me Sam Darnold to throw for more than 1.5 touchdowns. 4 of the last 5 times that's hit. Give me Sam Darnold. And then last but not least, the Dolphins, or not the Dolphins, what the hell am I saying? Lions and 49ers. Like I said, Jared Goff. But last 2 games, Amon-Ra St. Brown has found the end zone. I think he does it again. So this is what I would do right now if you're wanting to set up a lineup. J.K. Bogan's the code. Amon-Ra St. Brown to score a touchdown. Sam Darnold to throw for 2 touchdowns. Devontae Adams to catch a touchdown or run for a touchdown. Jaden Daniels to have 220 passing yards. And Jerome Ford to have at least 19 receiving yards. Those are my picks on Prize Picks. Definitely check it out. Holy Toledo. Jacob Hurtado, appreciate you for the hundo. Everyone put a W in the chat. I don't think I've ever said Holy Toledo before. That's how surprised I was. I almost said surprised. Keep up the great work, Jake. Let's make a big push in the playoffs. Anything can happen. Hey, appreciate you, man. Means a lot. I really don't have much words when somebody drops something like that. But I really appreciate you. You've been a key supporter of mine. And again, it means a lot, man. And I'll tell you right now, your little dono there, not little, is going to go right back in the business, because I think my next office purchase is going to be a Rodecaster. I have a small, for the microphone, I have a small interface, and I want to get a mixer. I want to level shit up, So, yeah. Appreciate you. Hell yeah. Holy Toledo. Who said that? Who made that famous? I've never said that in my entire life. Who said Holy Toledo? Oh, I thought that was water. Damn. Bill King, the legendary voice of the Oakland Athletics, was known for exclaiming Holy Toledo when a remarkable event occurred during a game. The phrase became a familiar part of Bay Area sports scene for over 40 years. The phrase Holy Toledo has multiple origins. Well, I just said it. Damn. The more you know. How about that? We're the History Channel now. We are the History Channel. You can't see this. I can. Thank you for the 2. You've inspired me to start streaming. Hey, there we go. That's what I want to hear. Hell yeah. I'll tell you right now. Here's the cheat code. You ready? You might not like it. Might hurt your wallet. I'm going to tell you this right now. Obviously, people will just tell you to just record. Just hit record. Just stream. Whatever. You know what you do? You go out. You spend the money. It's going to hurt. It might be a short-term pain, but it could be a long-term gain. You spend the money. You go out. You get some good equipment. If you get a good microphone, you get a good camera, it doesn't need to be amazing. You get some decent lighting. Like, this is expensive. I really have decked out the lighting. Shout out to my father. Got the whole freaking dome up in my grill and everything. We're going crazy. But for anybody that's starting a YouTube channel or streaming or whatever, remember this. When you first start, they push you, right? They push you in the algorithm. They give you that beginner's boost, because they want you to keep going. But they're going to stop. And you have to make sure they don't stop. And how do you do that? Well, when you have that beginner's boost and you're being pushed on to new people, what's the easiest way to get them to hit subscribe, to get them to like, to get them to enjoy having good quality content? So obviously, assuming you have that, assuming you know what you're talking about, you have a plan of attack, all of that, what you got to do is make sure you got a good microphone so people don't feel like they're listening to you talking through a tin can. And number 2, you have a good camera so people can see you and it doesn't look like you have a camcorder from 1996 being filmed. You do that, now when those people click on it, like, oh, that's a good setup. And guess what? You start to stand out. It's that simple. So that's what I would do. That's what I would recommend if you're trying to become a content creator, trying to become a live streamer, anything like that. Focus on quality. I'm telling you right now, it might be expensive at first. Figure out your budget, but make sure the production quality is good, because if it is, people will stick around. Obviously, you got to have good shit, but people got good shit and they don't want to spend money on video. They want to spend money on audio. And so while they'll get subscribers and they'll get viewers and they'll have a consistent following, it will never go further because they don't upgrade their equipment. I've had multiple times where I've upgraded my equipment. I've had this mic as long as I can remember. This is the SM7B Shure mic. You can get it for probably $399. It is the gold standard of podcast microphones. Now, I have all sorts of stuff. I have a compressor. I have 2 compressors. I have a noise gate. I have a de-esser, and I have a limiter on this microphone right now. So this sound you're not necessarily going to get from the microphone. I have other sounds that are going in through Logic Pro. But with that said, this is the gold standard microphone. This is how it is. In addition to that, okay, I got the 49-inch monitor I got with my, remember when we all got well, not all of us. It was a while ago. Maybe I'm probably talking to people that don't even know what I'm talking about. But the stimulus package, stimulus check during COVID. I spent that entire stimulus check on a 49-inch monitor, and guess what? It's carried me from 2020 to now. It's right in front of my face. I love it to death. I recommend it. You can get one of these now instead of spending $1,200 like I did. You can get for $600 now. These things are amazing. It like hugs you. It like just, and I got like 6 monitors, so I'm not saying it to emulate my setup. My setup is a psychopath setup, but it works for me. In addition to that, camera. I started off with the EOS M50 by Canon. Good camera. Highly recommend it. Good starting camera. Sony ZV, I forget exactly which one, ZV something. ZV30, I think it is another really good camera. Check out Senpai Gaming, Harris Heller. He does a great job. He will go over all this stuff. He has videos that literally break down in painstaking detail every single budget option, camera, audio, all of this. You don't have to spend $399 to have a really good sound. There are other microphones out there. The Pod mic from Rode. The MV7, which is also from Shure. I swear by Shure. I love Shure to death. I've been using them since I started. But yeah, really, that's what it's all about. So if you're able to put in that work, people will see that and they'll enjoy it. Because you have to also understand that when people are tuning into your stuff, these are busy people. You guys are busy. I mean, we have work, we have school, we have events that we're going to. You're going to games. You're hanging out with the family. You got weddings. I found that out in October. the month of weddings. But the point I'm making here is that you have to understand everyone's time is valuable. If they spend time listening to you and watching you, you have to understand that that time will probably cease to exist if you don't keep up the content, if you don't keep up the quality. If you don't have a good baseline, people aren't going to continue to watch. So those are my thoughts. That's my long rant. Yeah, good Lord. Whew. ZVE10, thank you. I could not remember that. I don't know why. But yeah, I went from the Canon EOS M50 to then now I use the FX30 by Sony. And I wanted a Sony cinema camera so badly. So I finally just upgraded. But yeah. And how do I put it into my computer? I use the Elgato HD60. No. That's for capture card, and I don't even use that. I use the Elgato Camlink 4K. That's how you get what I got. So if you get a DSLR, use the Camlink 4K. People will tell you it's outdated, whatever, because they'll tell you to do it over Wi-Fi or tell you to do it over USB-C, and that's great, but I have a 4K camera that I can't use in 4K and downscale to 1080. Instead, I actually have to shoot in 1080. It won't look as good. So, yeah. I know it's a lot. It's always a lot, but yeah, man. I'm big on this shit. I don't know it as well as some other people, but I've done a lot of research and, you know, I've thrown shit at the wall and saw what stuck and, you know, just kind of tried things out, you know. Anyway, we're going to probably wrap this up. I'm getting like side pains from talking so long because I don't have a guest to lean on. So, you know, when you talk a long time and you're sitting down, you get like cramps and stuff. At least I do. Maybe I'm just out of shape. And we're not ruling that out. But all jokes aside, really appreciate you guys. You guys showed up and showed out. Awesome stuff. I knew the stream would be good. You know what's really cool that, you know, you guys don't get enough credit for? You stick around. You stick around. It's the same people. They're here, win or loss. And furthermore, you guys are here and you're willing to wait because you know I have shit to do and I have to go on Bleacher Report and I'm obligated to do a Bleacher Report stream first. So I do not take that for granted. Understand, it's always in my head that you guys are sitting here waiting for me patiently, wanting to react, and you just know I'm on Bleacher Report, so you got to wait, or you'll join me on Bleacher Report. And that's the cool thing. So I do not take y'all for granted. Don't ever think that. Jacob, how are you not a mod? There we go. We just changed that. Hell yeah. And I appreciate you guys. And I know all these names. I see new ones, and that's really cool. But like, I know these names. I'm not going to go through them because last time I went through them, I had somebody that texted me and said, you didn't say my name. It's like, yeah, I rattled off 30 names, my guy. I know all of you. Probably will for forever. I mean, until I lose my mind. I don't know. Hopefully that's not anytime soon. Some people, depending on who you talk to, would say that's already happened. They said I was smoking the devil's lettuce when I said that, you know, Kello was the best corner on the team. So, yeah, I don't know. Also, I don't know what happened in this crew neck, but it kind of sags now. I don't like that. I like the chain. Like, also, I hate when that happens because I got the Cuban link chain and it, like, will stick together. But, yeah, I don't know, man. Now I'm just breaking shit. I don't know. Don't listen to me. You guys liking the lighting? Oh, you're hearing static now? Are you kidding me? OBS is just going to be the death of me. I don't know. All right. I don't want to do this. I really don't want to do it. All right. How's that? Is that better? Mike's great. But now it might be time for the Roadcaster. See? This is why. I have a method to my madness. There we go. Sometimes you got to unplug it and plug it back in. I think it's more so the Behringer Euphoria 202, the UMC 202 that I use. So that's just that. But, all right, guys. 600 people. We got over 6,500 views. We had... I'm just going to say it. I never say money. It freaks people out. You guys donated over $400 to my live stream today. Over 400. So I really appreciate you for that. It's not a yellow mic. It's a pop filter. I'm going to regret doing this, but... Oh, I can't. Oh, yeah, I got it. Here we go. Yeah, see? There we go. Windscreen, pop filter, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't this look ridiculous? This looks so stupid. I don't know why. Like, it looks kind of cool, but it looks dumb as hell, too. I had the blue, and I was like, nah, I need to get the yellow. For Christmas, I got Alexis a pink one. Yeah. It does. It looks ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I like the yellow. I really like the blue. I mean, the black looks good too. You know, it's classy and everything. But I don't know. The yellow is just like me. Like, if you guys know who I am, which you do. All right, we're not doing the chain over the thing anymore. This is just annoying me. Lightly tucked. There we go. Yeah, like, if you guys know me, then you know, like, you know, I'm kind of I have that vibrant personality, I guess, in front of the camera. I'm not really always like this, but I'm pretty laid back, but Cinco, that's great to hear. I'm glad you were able to enjoy that. I think she does, but she doesn't use it for audio because AirPods for audio is terrible. Hey, what's up, Perry? Bright colored guy, yeah. Oh, trust me, if I had a neon, like if they had a neon one, because you know neon, I love neon, like Volt, if they had that, that would be the mic. I would do that. I know some people have spray painted the microphone. I just don't want to get any of that inside of it. I think it's too risky. Victory munchies. Oh, I'm so hungry. I had ribs. My dad brought over these ribs that he smoked. So good. Had that like kind of tangy. Oh. I just totally messed around and I screwed up now I got to take these off to see. No, that's overexposed. My dad is going to kill me for that. He set up my lighting for me and I just hit something on the... How does that look? Does that look the same? I can't tell. I couldn't tell with my... Yeah, it was like that tangy, like dinosaur barbecue sauce. Oh, so good. It's 2:14 a.m. I would love to know what is slowing down my computer so much. I think it needs a restart. It's just really obnoxious. I don't know. Yeah, it has been 2 hours and like 30 minutes, so I get that. I think Stafford plays a half as long as they, you know, clinch before the game, which they should, barring a miracle for the bad guys. All right. I really want to see if... Wait, hold on a second. It's so annoying. I can't access this at all. Like, what the hell? Yeah. Oh, well. All right. Let's see here. We got... So we got 373 subscribers on the lounge. All right. We're getting down to the wire here. But I want all hands on deck. I need you guys. We got more people in here than I do subscribers on the lounge. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to this channel. That, I mean, first and foremost. But we got 373 people on the lounge. We are giving away a $50 Amazon card. Okay. Actually, we'll just do both. So first off, we're going to start off with that. $50 Amazon card. I don't think I'm going to have 1 million followers in a year, Brian, but I appreciate the confidence. That would be amazing. Something crazy would have to happen. Charlie, thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. Boxer, thank you for the 2. There's a possibility we clinch before we play week 18. Absolutely. Zachary, thank you for the gifted. Appreciate that. Okay. So, here we go. In the chat right now, you will see a link, okay? You will see a link. I would rather play Washington, I think, to answer your question. You will see a link. It is to the lounge with Jake Ellenbogen. Now, if you want to go and subscribe to that, I'm going to be giving away a $50 Amazon gift card just for you to subscribe and drop a comment on the post. But let's focus on the subscribe. 375 over there. We got over 600 people in here. So if we could go and subscribe to that channel now, and you guys could help me out, I'd greatly appreciate it, because I am trying to get as many subs as I can before we drop that, because I think that thing is going to slap. As much as I love making Rams content, I make Yankees content on another channel. Understand this. These are evergreen videos. These do not go stale. This live stream won't be watched in 2 weeks. My interviews on that channel will. So be sure, if you haven't already, to go and subscribe. Again, $50 Amazon gift card. We're doing that first. Let's see if we can get to 400. We got 23 away. We're at 377. Let's see if we can get to 400 subscribers, right? Let's see if we can do that. That's our countdown. Appreciate you. Yes, if you can hit the bell, that's great too. I appreciate that, AZZA. So, this is the longest I've gone without having like a drink by me. I'm an idiot for that, by the way. I was just so excited to go live. Well, all right. What is slowing down my computer? I don't understand. I'm just like closing stuff because, like, I don't know. This is wild. Wow, 381 already? Damn. Y'all are good. 381. Let's get this thing. 19 away. Yes. I had to remember first. I was like, I'm not really great at math, so maybe I'm not 19 away. Hey, 18 away. Let's go. Again, giving away. So on New Year's, I'm going to give away a $50 Amazon gift card. And I got another one for you. As soon as we get to 400, I got another one for you. Okay? So, I should probably put the... Okay. So, it's in the pinned... it's pinned in the chat, but subscribe to that link that I just posted, and you'll be entered to win a $50 Amazon gift card. Just be sure to put a comment in the community post. Yeah. Murray being sacked by the ghost of AD. I did not. I did call that Ahkello link. A384. So there's another giveaway that I'm gonna do. 385 now. Once we hit 400 here, I'm gonna move over to the other giveaway. Okay. And this very simple. And you might like this even more. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? 50. Double it, Jake. Your birthday is New Year's Day? Hey. So here we go. 15 away. 14 away. I wasn't going to do the giveaway. I really wasn't. But I was like, you know what? We got to have some incentive to get these off the ground. I think it's smart. Plus, I like giving away shit. I always have, always will. So we are 14 away. Again, all you got to do, Ahkello ELLENBOGEN. Maybe I do a jersey giveaway. I don't know. Oh, Jaden, I don't know if you heard my response. I said I'd probably want to play Washington, but I think they could beat either of them. Ahkello Witherspoon. Man. $13 away, baby. 12 away. Hey, got the bell icon. Let's go. I'm hyped. Ahkello ELLENBOGEN. You guys. $12 away. Like I said, once we get to 400, like I want to keep getting more. So obviously, if we get to 400 and you want to help and you want to enter, by all means. But we're going to pivot over to another giveaway and then end the stream. So I just want to give everyone an opportunity because I am giving away the $50 Amazon gift card for the lounge. And the next one, some of you know, some of you don't. You'll find out soon enough. 11 away, by the way. 11 away from 400. We have not dropped anything yet. So that's really, really good. Really good head start. How do you match up with the Packers? I mean, they went head-to-head with them. You know? They didn't get the... They went for it on 4th down in the red zone. They didn't get it. So just don't do that again. But it should be an interesting game if that does end up happening. 9 away from 400. So again, that link, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, drop a comment in the community tab, and be entered to win a $50 Amazon gift card. Went Fisk on that bell. Appreciate you, man. You are already subscribed. Hey, there we go. 7 more. I had to stop saying away. I don't know. It just started to bother me. 7 more, baby. And then we will pivot over to my other channel, which I'm using. I'm bringing it back. And I mean, we have more subscribers on there. I've also put out content on there, but yeah. Seven away. Let's see. The train has stopped. We are 7 away and it is halted. No big deal, though. We'll get to 400. To wrap it up here, we got one more channel. One more channel that I want to get people to subscribe to. And I'm actually giving away a free game of your choice. I will buy you a game. No joke. JE Gaming. Right there. Subscribe to that. And I don't think I have a comment. I don't think I have a community tab here. No, I'm just going to give it away to one lucky person. So, yeah, it's a little different because I already have so many people. So head on over to Jake Ellenbogen Gaming. I do gaming streams now over on there and on Kick. Kick isn't really helping me discoverability-wise, so I think I'm just going to go back to YouTube. But, yeah. Oh, Jaden, I'll give you the link for the lounge. One sec. 4 away, by the way. Jaden, that's the link to the lounge. And we're 4 away from the lounge getting to 400, which is great. And wow. Okay, you guys definitely want a free game. Good Lord. 967 subscribers. Basically, yeah. You know, Kick is cool because it does pay 95-5 split for creators, which I like. But the discoverability is so bad that I've really been considering just abandoning it. But there's still people on there that only watch me on Kick, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah. 3 away from the lounge. Appreciate you guys. Means more than you know. It's not easy. Oh, we're literally 1 away from the lounge getting to 400. Let's go. Can I put I can't even talk. Can I put the link for the Yankees, please? Yes, of course. Appreciate you, Jaden. Oh, someone unsubscribed. We're down to 398 again. The gaming one is at 968. So there is that. Someone trolling. Yeah. Maybe they wanted to be the 400. I don't know. So yeah, the gaming one, that is, one sec. I still might go live doing the gaming one. What's up, Ralph? How you doing? There's the gaming link. Hey, appreciate that, Jacob. We still talk baseball. And when the Yankees play the Mariners, you will get some decent insight. Yeah, I might play Marvel Rivals. I haven't decided yet. I could probably use the sleep, as you guys probably know, but let's see what we got here. The train has stopped. We're at 398, and we're at 968 over on the gaming channel. The gaming channel will have only gaming streams. I don't plan on doing videos, just streams. That's just where that will live. Separate stuff. It's fun. All of that. I do game with, people that are in my streams as well. We did it last night. So that's the gaming one. And let's see. And again, the giveaway, for those of you who don't know, I am giving away to one person on my channel that subscribes to the gaming channel. I am giving away one free game of your choice I will buy for you. And on the lounge channel, I am giving away a $50 Amazon gift card. That is what is at stake right now. The Yankee channel, we aren't doing a giveaway right now. That's just like if you like the Yankees, then you can do that. And we just hit 400. We hit 400 on the lounge. So appreciate you guys. That is going to be fun. I cannot freaking wait for that. Yeah, I don't expect Rams fans or, people that are in LA to really subscribe to the Yankee stuff. It's cool if you do, cool if you don't. I don't, I totally understand. So, I mean, I don't know if I would subscribe to stuff that I wasn't interested in either. So I get it. 971 for the gaming. Screw it. I believe in you guys. We got 540 people in here. We got 500 likes because you guys are freaking awesome. Let's try 29 more 29 more subscribers. Let's get to 1,000 on the gaming channel again because I had those taken away by YouTube because they deleted a bunch of and they're not necessarily bots, but any older channels that were over 7 years old or whatever, never interacted and just watched videos but never commented. Those were deleted apparently. So there's that. Yep. I'm so annoyed I'm not 29,000 subscribers anymore, though. They deleted all those inactive users, and it went from 29.1 down to 26.6. And I'm like, what the hell, man? Hey, appreciate that, Jaden. $400 on the lounge is huge. I can't stress that enough. I know we got some potential there though. 28 away from the gaming. Then I'll call it. I believe in us. Can we get to 1,000? Can we get to 1,000 subscribers on the gaming? I'm a big benchmark guy. Let's see if we can do it. And again, it's separate from the Ram stuff, so But I'm giving away a free game of your choice. So There is some incentive there. There definitely is. Yeah, I know. Whittington finally had a catch. Who knew? It's unreal that they don't use him. He's good. He's open. He blocks. Oh, no, man. All right. Well, you know what? I don't really want to just fish for subs. I mean, really, the entire purpose of this is it's hard to transfer a bunch of people that subscribe to you and like your brand to another. It just is. Like, you're not going to just have, oh, I have 29,000 people following me for the Rams content. Not everybody's going to follow you to whatever you do, right? So yeah. No, I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. BG3 playthrough. So I did play BG3 on Kick. I was streaming that. I got stuck, and now I don't know if I'm ever going to play the game again. I'm just kidding. I'll probably play it at some point, but I got so pissed that I got stuck that I was just like, bruh. So we're almost at 7,000 views. We've been streaming for almost 3 hours. No, I'm not really trying to do VODs. I really just, I mean, the live streams, yeah, they get repurposed, or not repurposed, but published and stuff. But yeah, I'm not really trying to do VODs. I have played Black Ops 6, yes. All right. I think I'm going to call it. 973 is pretty good. We were at 955 before the stream. If anybody wants to join, wants a free game, be sure to subscribe to win a free game. I'll be giving that away as well on Christmas Eve. So, or Christmas Eve, my God, New Year's Eve. Ugh, I hate that. But anyway, appreciate you guys. This has been a great stream. Like, this was awesome. A lot of fun. Love talking with you. And if you want more Jake content, I might not go live after to do the gaming. I might not. I'll decide. But I don't know yet. But I will tell you. That I am going to drop the Bleacher Report live stream. So if you missed any of that, more Jake content. Rapid reaction, instant reaction from the game. This is a live stream I did before this live stream. So yeah, I'm going to do that. But anyway, appreciate you guys a ton. We got to 400 on the lounge, 973 subscribers, on the gaming channel. On this channel, this Rams channel, we're almost at 26.7. I don't really know why YouTube had to take away like 600, subscribers, but they did. It's annoying waking up to that. I thought I got canceled for a second. But all jokes aside, I don't take this for granted. Over $400 of donations. You guys are great, really. And you know what else is great? So is PrizePicks, who, by the way, is the sponsor of this live stream. And you can go and use my promo code JKBogan over on the app. If you've never played it before, sign up, JKBogan, play a $5 lineup this Sunday. And win or lose, you're getting $50 added to your account. So check it out. But I'll see you guys soon. Thanks again. Keeping me company. A lot of fun. A lot of talk for a 13-9 ball game, I can tell you that. But that was a big one. Rams had to have it. They got it done. Now we'll see what happens. But you guys take care, And until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Later, folks.